Welcome to episode 139 of Comic Timing, a comics podcast devoted to the average comic book fan from the average comic book fan. Joining as Brent Casino, rotating panel of guests, and myself, Ian Leatherstein, discuss whatever comes to mind, time after time, here on Comic Timing. Well, the new year rang, and we're over on 2013. Time to look back at 2012 and give you our positives and our negatives, our likes and our dislikes, our joy and our dear God, please stop the bleeding now. Enjoy! Here now, Comic Timing. Hey there, folks. My name is Ian Levinstein, and welcome to episode 139 of Comic Timing. And joined by the merry... Well, okay, are you allowed to be merry after Christmas? I'm never quite sure about that, Brent Casino. What's your stance on merry after Christmas? Is that like white after Labor Day?
I'm going to go with the British and say you're only allowed to be happy after Christmas.
Oh.
As I say, happy Christmas.
Oh, well, a happy Christmas to you then, Brent Casino. Early for 2013, so I don't have to wish you a happy Christmas now for 2013.
Thank you.
Good. So from the depths of an iPad comes Chad Burdett, who only joins us about once a year, but that we try to make it count, right, Chad?
Yay, technical glitches.
Yeah. What's good is that because you're on the iPad, you have a little bit of that extra tinniness going on, so you sort of just sound like you're auto-tuned. So that'll be good times.
Oh, good. Sounds good. Glad to be here.
Yep. And joining us for the first time officially from the Legion O Dudes podcast and a couple of Daryl podcasts, which you can name later because, quite frankly, trying to keep track of all the podcasts Daryl has is like trying to keep track of all the beers I have in my fridge. It's Jim Dietz. Big Jim.
Hello, and welcome to. I'm glad to be here for the Comic Timing year-end wrap-up show. This is the first time I've been on a podcast where I had to fill out a test, so I'm pretty excited.
That's.
I just hope I pass.
You're just lucky that I didn't make it multiple choice.
I thought I was going to say long-time listener, first-time caller.
I just wonder if I'm the 20th caller, so I can get the Aerosmith tickets.
No, actually, you're the 30th, and you're stuck with Justin Bieber.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry, dude. You'll just have to live with that. So 2013 is upon us now. We will be reviewing 2012 in depth here, and yes, as hinted to by Jim, we do have our usual questionnaire that we fill out at the end of the year to try and give people our thoughts and opinions on the year that has gone by. But first, real quick, we are sponsored by DCBS. Discount Comic Book Service. Check us out at dcbservice.com. They ring in the new year with just about as many discounts as they always have. And as I've been forgetting the past couple episodes to actually give them their proper spot, now will be the time for me to do so. Don't forget to use CT8 on your first order with DCBS, and you will get an additional 8% off on that first order. And we have wonderful deals this month. For the past couple of months, actually, they've had wonderful deals for Marvel in particular with the Marvel Now stuff. And this time is no exception. Yet again, it's 50% off of the Marvel Now bundle. So that is pretty sweet. And they've got some good trade deals. I see Hawkeye Volume 1 is 50% off for $8.49. You can put that in your deal there. And a whole bunch of other good stuff. Check them out, dcbservice.com. In 2013, switch yourself over to DCBS and save yourself some moolah, shall ya? Okay, good, that works. So, here we are. How was 2012 in general? Before we get to the main questions, I'm just curious what everybody has to say. Brent, how did 2012 go for you? You could both personally and comic book reading wise.
Personally, it was fine. Comic book reading wise, I guess it was okay. It had its ups and its downs, but all in all, I wouldn't say it was a standout year or a breakout year.
Mm-hmm. So it was more a break-in year?
Break-in, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did switch entirely to digital this year, correct?
I did switch. Yes, I did switch entirely to digital. Although, no, I think it was at the tail end of last year, but this year was the first all digital year. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's that's nothing to sneeze at right there. I mean, that's an entirely new reading experience for you. I mean, in the long run, to get rid of those floppies altogether, and I hate that term. I still hate that term.
Yes.
Floppies.
No floppies. They they are all hardbacks to me on my iPad.
Well, if your iPad wound up with a floppy back, I would take it to the Apple Store like immediately. 'Cause
Well, the floppy screen technology does exist. We just haven't seen it in effect yet.
it's true. It's true. Jim, how'd 2012 go for you, sir? In reading experience, personal, whatever you feel like.
Well, personal, it was awesome. I just the birth of my daughter last year. I mean, watching her grow up has been awesome, and we just closed our restaurant this year in 2012 that we've had open for 8 years, and I'm kind of semi-retired right now. I'm just raising my daughter, and it's been great. As far as comics, I think it's been excellent, especially with digital. I recently switched to digital not too long ago, probably about 6 months. The only things I really collect in paper form are like on-to-buy or hardbound editions of things that I want to have, at hand. But everything else I've gone digital on. And I'm reading more and better comics than I have in years. And I thought it was a great year for comics. There's, thinking about what I wanted to talk about tonight, there were so many things to talk about and so many things to bring up and so many great artists and writers out there right now. I think it's a really great time for comics, especially with the advent of digital. A lot of people are getting stuff out there that, wouldn't have the money to put it out with paper and staples,
Mm-hmm.
They're getting their eyes on their work, they wouldn't normally have. So
Right, as
I think it's great.
As opposed to have to worry about getting it into stores, it's right there for anybody.
Right, exactly. And I think that's what makes it a really exciting and great time for the medium, I think.
Chad, was it an exciting and great year for you?
It was actually a pretty good year for me. I dropped a small person weight-wise.
Which is true. I have seen this in person, okay? He is at least half the Chad he used to be.
He's no longer hanging, Chad. You got rid of that part. Never gets old, does it?
Never.
Being from Florida, I can use that.
Oh,
I don't look like a pregnant Chad anymore.
Good. That's good. And however, your reading is still kind of pregnant. I don't know what that means.
My reading has kind of suffered. I'm still I'm probably about 2.5 months behind on my reading.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it's because I've been reading a lot of different stuff through my comic book group here in Albany, and trying to get a podcast off the ground with Harold Jennett, Bill English, and Mike, also known as the Yanni. So they have me reading a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't read.
You will get that off the ground at some point. It will happen.
Are you still waiting on Doom Patrol? Is that why?
Still waiting for the omnibus.
Yeah, yes, and hoping and praying that somehow it winds up back in production so that you can, not drop it again.
Yeah. Hey, that's one thing. I did drop a lot of things this year.
Well, good, and we'll have time to talk about that as we get further into the episode. We will begin things at the first question, because where else would you begin things? And I'm going to let Jim start first, since this is his virgin time on comic timing. So we will begin with, if you had told me in 2011 I'd be reading blank in 2012, I would have called you a liar.
And this might be a bit of a curve for you guys, because I don't know if you've been following this at all, but if you told me in 2011 that I would be faithfully reading Planet of the Apes by Boom in 2012, I would have called you a liar. Seriously, Daryl Gregory and Carlos Magno, it's like Game of Thrones, but with apes. It's really well done. The art is incredible. The writing is really up there. Gabriel Hardman is doing the art on the other Planet of the Apes story, Planet of the Apes Cataclysm, which is also really excellent and really great. And like I said, if you told me last year that these would be some of my favorite comics of this year, I would have laughed in your face. But honestly, they've been excellent.
Yeah, I've heard you and a bunch of other people talk about that before, and I feel like I'm definitely gonna have to try and pick up the trades for that. How many issues in are we at this point for Planet of the Apes?
It's been the actual main series is broken up. I think it's in its third story arc, and then the others are broken up into miniseries that have been traded later so far. So
okay, cool.
It's pretty easy to jump in. Carlos Magno is like one of those artists that just came out of nowhere and just really impressing me with his work.
Is this stuff that ties into the movie universe, or is this just its own separate thing?
It's tied into the timeline, but it's set in a place in the timeline where it really has very little effect
Gotcha.
on what's going. It happens ahead of the. It's where the lawgiver originally appears is when the main title is happening, and then Cataclysm is happening sometime later. When the moon is blown up. But if you told me I'd been reading these and enjoying them as much as I would have called you a liar about last year. But they're really good, solid comics.
Nice, awesome. Brent, let's head over to you. What is your? Oh crap! I'm reading this in 2012. That's a shock.
I would have to say all new X-Men, as I am not an X-Men reader.
I can attest to that.
That would
really
be
have been
my
before,
shocker. Yeah.
Well, I what exactly drew you to it? I mean, I know Bendis is part of it, but like, did you feel like that this was just like the? I mean, I know that it in a way it was just sort of the jumping on point sort of thing, right?
Yeah, it was a combination of a lot of things. The jumping on point, the Stuart Immonen art, Bendis, the concept intrigued me, and it sounded like something that I could follow without too much continuity. I'm hoping that Uncanny X-Men is not required reading to follow along with this book, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
I'm kind of holding my breath on that one.
it sounds like that's just going to be Cyclops' team, like more like the side stuff going on in Uncanny. So like just like with any X-Men book, I think you can get like a decent amount of story in one without reading the other. So
that's perfectly fine with me. But I just read the latest Uncanny X-Men #5 a couple minutes ago, and Cyclops is already setting up his own book in another one. So
right.
The crossover there is where I'm concerned.
All right. Well, worst comes to worst, I can tell you what's happening because I think I already pre-ordered the first 2 issues of Uncanny X-Men. So
feel free to share your digital code, my friend.
Why, yes, perhaps I shall. After all, so we are Comixology buddies at this point, so I can just give you my login in return.
Yours is long overdue.
Mm-hmm. Word up, man. Word up. No, the thing is, half the shit that I read or have in my Comixology, you already have. So,
yeah, it's probably true.
It doesn't really add to that too much, but welcome to the world of X-Men, man. Hopefully it keeps you coming for a little bit longer. Chad, how about you?
I'm going to have to go with the overreaching thing, just a digital comics period. I still buy most of my stuff floppies, but I did purchase, beginning of the year I purchased a Nook. Then I realized that, I wanted to read Walking Dead catch up on Walking Dead that way instead of having to wait for a Wild Pig sale and getting the trade. And so when the Nook really didn't do what I wanted it to do, I just went ahead and got the new iPad, and since then I've been buying a lot of 99-cent books on through Comixology, and also reading if the comic book group we usually try to pick a trade or something every month and then read it and discuss it. So I read Northlanders, the first volume of that, on my iPad. I finally downloaded V for Vendetta and read that.
Nice.
Wow,
also,
that's a long time.
And
One of my favorites.
It's kind of confusing, but
Well, you know what? You probably picked the most superior format to read V for Vendetta because I'm still pissed about the paper quality on my V for Vendetta trade.
Yeah, agreed.
But I also like being able to download like the 99-cent comics and taking them with me if I go with my girlfriend to visit her family. Then it's easier to bring my iPad and be able to read comics that way than to lug down a bunch of issues in a book bag.
Oh, sure, yeah, and I mean I know that like when I've had downtime at work, I've been using my tablet a lot more to just sit there and browse through 5 or 6 issues nice and quickly because I can do that as opposed to having to lug 9 or 10 single issues with me in my bag. For one thing, my back is happier, so thank you very much for that.
And I can if I'm out and say I'm at the bar and I'm just having a few drinks, I mean I can sit there and look at a book on my phone while I'm just enjoying a drink.
Yeah, there you go. And I am certainly someone that knows that you enjoy the good drinks. So enjoy the good
I
comics
do.
while enjoying the good drinks. Now we had some good responses. Before I give my answer to this, we had some good responses on the Facebook page for this first question here, and I'm actually going to take it to the crowd. Has anybody read any of the new Valiant titles that came out?
I have.
You have, okay.
I have. I've been reviewing them on our website, actually, the Weekly Geekly Reader. I do a weekly review blog there, and I've been following them pretty closely.
Okay. So yeah, this is Justin Lee Parrish's answer for the first question here, and I'm curious, Jim, how's it been treating you in general with the Valiant stuff?
I think it's really good. It's been high quality. They've had a good level, A and B list creators that, names like Fred Van Lente and, working on this. And they're doing it really smart. They only have a few core titles that are in shared universe, but they're all in their own little pocket of that shared universe. The storytelling has been really strong overall. And I think my favorites out of it so far have been Archer and Armstrong and Shadow Man. I know Johnny M. from Legion of Dudes is a big fan of Bloodshot. And like I said, they're doing very much what the original Valiant tried to do. Just set up a very, tell good stories, tell good comics, set up a shared universe without beating you over the head with events, the way Marvel and DC do sometimes. And so far, it's been pretty high quality. I've been pretty happy with it.
Nice. Yeah. That's another thing that for the most part, when I pick up trades that I'm not 100% on, I usually wait to see if my local library gets it in. But I don't know if they're going to get any Valiant stuff, so I might just have to take a look out for maybe $5 trades or something like that at the con to maybe catch myself up on some of that stuff.
Actually, all the new number ones are free on Comixology.
Oh,
today.
Nice. Okay, cool.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Right on. Okay, all right.
I downloaded a couple of them, or all of them today, just to do that, to check them out.
Sweet. All right, cool. Well, let me know what you think, and I'll probably do the same on my end. My answer for number one, I had an answer for this in the last week of 2012, and it might surprise Brent considering what I've said about it in the past. If you had told me in 2011 I'd be reading Walking Dead in 2012, I would have called you a liar.
Oh, shit.
One of us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fold, my friend.
Seriously, no, because when I picked this up back in 2005, see, I must have grown as a comic reader. Like, not to toot my own horn here or something, because when I tried reading it back in 2005, and I know it was 2005 because it says so on the frickin' barcode, it was the Shakespeare & Co. near Brooklyn College that I picked up volumes 1 and 2 back when Comic Geek Speak did a book of the month of Walking Dead Volume 1. I picked up volumes 1 and 2 because I'm like, all right, let me give it a shot. I got about halfway through Volume 1, and it just didn't grab me. I didn't like it. I don't know what it was at the time. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood for it or something. And I put it down, and it just sat on my shelf until now, until 2012. And Chris went and read Volume 1 and Volume 2, and she liked it. And we caught up on the show. We're caught up on Season 3. We've been playing the video game as well. And that
video game is killer.
It's freaking awesome. I was just playing.
Yeah.
I was just playing episode 3. Yeah.
No spoilers. I just bought it on the Steam sale, and I haven't got a chance to play it yet.
Spoilers. There's a lot of zombies.
Spoilers, well, not so much spoilers, but it's kind of a throwback to the old school adventure games.
Oh yeah,
in a lot of ways, and the choices you make in that game have real gravitas as the game goes forward, and that's what really I think is so cool about it. I mean, beyond the zombies and the setting and them nailing like the visual look and the feel of that, that universe, quote unquote. The whole choices having consequences, moving from episode to episode is what really sets that game apart for me, anyway.
Oh yeah.
We do a whole podcast on the Walking Dead TV show on our network. Mm-hmm. So if you're big fans of Walking Dead, check that out.
Yeah, and the book completely caught me this time around. Like I was immersed. I've already pre-ordered. Not pre-ordered. I've already put the 2 volumes. They have the 12-issue volumes at the Brooklyn Public Library. So I picked up. I put volumes 3 and 4 on hold, and I'll be reading the next 24 issues of Walking Dead probably within the next few weeks, hopefully, and go from there. So yeah, I am reading Walking Dead. I have been converted. So now I'm reading both Invincible and Walking Dead. Last year it was Invincible for me and for one of the answers. This time it's Walking Dead. You're welcome, Kirkman. I am now your bitch.
Kind of a funny story. My best friend who lives over in Boston, who likes to give me, I guess you could say, shit about reading comics, texts me one day, goes, "So, Chad, I want to read Walking Dead now. guess he's been watching the show. He goes, do you read it? Do you like it? I go, yeah, I'm pretty much caught up on the books. I still haven't watched season 2 of the show.
Uh-huh.
But he goes, so he I guess he ordered the first 2 volumes, read them. He's like, I want more Walking Dead. I want more Walking Dead.
And that's pretty much me, man. Well, do yourself a favor, by the way. Watch maybe like the first episode of season 2, and then the last 3 episodes of season 2, and then just watch season 3.
I'll have to wait for it to come on Netflix.
Yeah, no, because honestly, I came pretty close to stopping watching the show, but luckily I watched episode 1 of season 3 and it got me back, because season 3 is just like leaps and bounds better than season 2.
And season 2 is all on Netflix now.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's how I wound up catching up, Jim, because I was halfway through. I had stopped watching after the half-season break of season 2, and then I caught up on Netflix, and then I caught up via on demand on my cable box for season 3. So that worked out well for me. Let's go on to question 2 here. I had such high hopes for blank, but now my dreams have been shattered by how bad it was. Seriously, I'm in tears. We'll start this one off with Mr. Casina.
I would have to say Avengers vs. X-Men and Spider-Man 700.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'll just go into Avengers vs. X-Men number first. Or not number first, but first.
Number first.
I just didn't like the way that Charles Xavier wasn't a character in the book, and then he appeared for one issue and then was suddenly killed, and they made a big deal about it. And then it seems like that's the thing that's moving the Marvel Universe forward the most. And it's like, why wasn't he in the book earlier? So, we could have had a bigger impact. And then the five Phoenixes thing just got really old, and I felt like Dark Phoenix Cyclops or whatever was a tad rushed.
Yeah.
To be battled and then, miraculously saved and whatnot in one issue. So that's what I had with that one. What's the other one? Oh yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 700. I'm digging Otto. I can go for it. It's just that I was hoping for something different. Honestly, I was hoping that we would get a new, different Spider-Man, or it just. I dug the issue. I'm going forward with Superior Spider-Man, but to me, it seemed like there wasn't another curve that we were expecting or that as advertised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dan Slott kind of made it out to be you won't believe who's Spider-Man and stuff like that. Where from 698, we could kind of see where it was coming. I was kind of expecting another curveball to come at us and it not be either of those two guys. But so that kind of let me down right now. So that shattered my dreams. But I'll continue with Superior.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, at least you're not writing it off entirely. That's good. I'm glad to see you're at least going to give Superior a shot before you end your Spider-Man kick that you've been on of late.
Yes,
that's good. Chad.
I'm going to say probably a majority of the DC Young Justice titles, and probably also a lot of the Edge titles too, because of the DC books that I dropped, that's where most of the books fell.
Yeah.
I was like, the Edge is like, all right, interesting characters. Stormwatch was cool for a while, and then Paul Cornell left, and it's like, okay. Then it got kind of, just tedious, I guess, for me to get into. Because I guess there's a lot of, backstory, and I didn't even give Team 7 a second look, and I've dropped everything in the Young Justice except for Teen Titans, and I'm just hanging on there for now.
Yeah, you're in the exact same boat I am. I am now down to just Teen Titans when it comes to Young Justice titles, and as for let's see, Dark, I'm reading Animal Man and nothing else, and Edge I have just dropped entirely.
See, I still like All-Star Western under the Edge, and of all the different ones, I'm enjoying the Dark the most.
Yeah,
and I'll save that for question number 5. But
okay,
I think a lot of the titles and just kind of are disappointing, and seems like they could have been done better and picked a lot more better things to go with than what they did.
Yeah. Well, mine is actually going to be also a DC book. I had such high hopes for Scott Lobdell on Superman, and then my dreams were shattered. No, just no. It's not at all what I like out of a Superman title. And like I gave it a small shot because I was gonna wind up dropping Superman after what had gone down with the whole George Perez stuff and how it didn't really get to be his vision or whatever. But I figured I'd give it at least a little bit of a shot with Lobdell. And no, I don't care about the Damonites enough to really like get into that arc. And after that, I just went ahead and dropped it. And I'm down to one Superman book. It's dropped Superboy as well, and down to one Scott Lobdell title, Teen Titans, and for as long as he's on it. And yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, man. So
yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
I think trying to bring in the Demonites into the Superman title, and that just kind of loses. I was never really into the Wildstorm.
Yeah, I mean, I was into Wildstorm. I just wasn't into it in a Superman book. It just never felt right to me. Were you gonna add something there, Jim?
I was just gonna say that the only Young Justice title I'm picking up is the actual one based on the cartoon.
Nice.
Young Justice Invasion. That's the only one. And most of the DC stuff I'm picking up now is all I guess would be in the dark category because I'm reading Swamp Thing, Animal Man, Frankenstein, Agent of Shade until they canceled it, which we'll get to in a minute, I guess. Yeah. And Justice League Dark ever since Jeff Lemire and Michael Rainin have taken over that has been a phenomenal book.
Yeah.
But the book I had the highest hopes for this year that just totally peed all over my Rice Krispies, as it were, was Matt Fraction and the Dodsons on Defenders.
Ooh,
was a huge,
good choice.
One of the very, very first comics I can ever remember reading is Defenders Annual #1 by Steve Gerber and John Buscema with the classic lineup: Doctor Strange, the Hulk, Valkyrie, Luke Cage. You know, the classic Defenders lineup, and I'm a huge Defenders fan. When I heard the Fraction was on board, I loved what he did with Immortal Iron Fist. I'm totally digging what he's doing with Hawkeye now. So I had a lot of faith in it. I like the Dodson's art, but it just went wrong so many different ways and just went south so quickly. And I was so disappointed. I was so looking forward to it, and it was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why that book didn't last, and it wasn't just because Fraction had other things to do. It wasn't the right combination for one reason or another.
A lot of bad characterizations in there. I mean, as well as he wrote Danny Rand in Immortal Iron Fist, I thought he would do better with him in Defenders.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And his Doc Strange stuff didn't feel right to me either.
Oh man, he was like hitting on every woman. It was more like Namor on Viagra than Doctor Strange. It was.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Anybody reading the Aspen books? I'll throw that out there just because, and I don't mean to just go off of Justin's picks here, but we did mention Superboy and Supergirl in a way, so I'm going to go off of that, and we mentioned the last half of AVX already. So, is anybody reading any of the Aspen stuff? Broken Pieces, Dead Man's Run, Haunted City, or Lady Mechanica? No.
No.
All right.
Present company's still running after he died.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of a little bit surprised myself, but the reasoning behind it, though, and speaking of things being dead, is that a lot of these titles, in a way, were dead. All have been way too late, and I will never buy another Aspen book after these titles conclude. And that's kind of like one of the major issues I have with indie titles, specifically ones that I've been following, is that a lot of them have been coming out really hella late. And that's not good. I mean, we talked about this so many times on this show, and a bunch of other podcasts talked about it, is that if you think your book is going to be late, just put it out as a frickin' graphic novel. Don't put it out as individual issues, because people are going to entirely forget about you if you're late.
Well, as
on
soon
your
as
books.
they announced John Cassaday on Uncanny Avengers,
Yeah.
all of us in Legion of Dudes, we knew, oh, that's going to be late. He's only going to be on that for 2 or 3 issues.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's always late, and they never book enough issues in advance. David Finch, J.G. Jones, all these like really high-level artists that need more than a month to make a book, they schedule them and then short them on the schedule, and look what happens. We get a fill-in artist 3 issues later.
Yeah, and Nick
Actually, Finch has been on time, so I'm
That's
hoping
true,
his Justice League of America will be the same thing.
That would be nice. Yeah, well, and he was for the most part on time when he was on New Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's got the capabilities, just been, I don't know, distracted. But I agree with you, Jim.
yeah. Well, and what I was going to bring up real quick is how about the fact that in January, after like almost 2 years, Nick Spencer's Infinite Vacation is wrapping up. You know, I loved that book, and I had to reread.
We read that one a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we read that as a review corner pick, and now it's finally wrapping up. It was a 6-issue book. It was a 6-issue book. I'm sad. All right, let me move on so I can, wipe my tears up pretty well. Of all the Marvel Now titles, and we get into Marvel Now, Blank blew me away. It's a shame Blank couldn't have been this good. I'll start things off here. Of all the Marvel Now titles, and this was actually tough for me because I've been liking a bunch of the stuff out of there so far, I'm going to give it to Indestructible Hulk. Of all the Marvel Now titles, this is the one that has me hooked straight up. It's an interesting concept with good art and good writing. And in fact, I'd even go so far as to say great art and great writing so far out of Mark Waid and Lionel Francis Yu. Lionel Francis Yu's artwork is perfect for the Hulk. It's got that kinetic energy that you need when doing a title like this. And his Hulk is scary yet at the same time expressive, which is what I love out of an artist. And Mark Waid is Mark Waid. I mean, come on, do I even need to say anything more? He's bringing the Hulk into a position that I don't think he's been in since Peter David, and it's making me very happy to read it every single month. So Indestructible Hulk will be my favorite. The least favorite so far, and this one was also kind of tough for me. I'm gonna have to go with it was Eeny Meeny Miny Mo, but so far Captain America. Because after Brubaker's Captain America, this one's weird. Really weird.
Can't fault Remender for trying. It's just so difficult to follow. It's like following Frank Miller on Daredevil.
Yeah. Right. No, you're absolutely right.
I totally agree with you on Indestructible Hulk, though. I love the take that Waid has on Banner being just as valuable as the Hulk. Mm-hmm. That's a great point of view to take for the character, and a nice direction that kind of fits in with the even the movie continuity in a way.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. In fact, Jim, go ahead and give me your best and your worst since you're already talking.
Okay, my favorite Marvel Now title so far has been Thor: God of Thunder. The Esad Ribic art is beautiful. The Jason Aaron is killing it on the story. It's like a 3-level story taking place in 3 different timelines for Thor. Young Thor before he even has Mjolnir, present-day Thor, and then Thor as the ruler of Asgard in the far future. The story he's set up is really great. The art is just beautiful. It's almost like if Thor were a Vertigo book. It's just very lyrical and just really Esad Ribic is killing it on that art. So that is definitely my favorite, even more than Hickman's Avengers or anything else. It's a shame that X-Men Legacy couldn't be that good. That is the worst piece of crap I've read this year. Seriously, I read the first issue. I had somebody offer their free digital code for the second issue, and I said no, thank you.
Ouch.
So I didn't even read it for free. So it was horrible. It was just bad art, bad storytelling. I just don't understand why it exists. If they want to bring Legion in as a big player, then why isn't it anywhere near tied into Bendis, X-Men, and all that's going on? If they want to just develop him as a character on his own, why are they doing this with him? Because that's so stupid and boring, and it just does not make any sense to me why this book got greenlit to begin with, other than the fact it has the word X-Men on it, and they thought they could sell it.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, and I'm sad because I liked what Carrie was doing on X-Men Legacy, the previous X-Men Legacy title, and I enjoyed that a lot in trades. So to see the X-Men Legacy title fall the way that it has makes me very sad inside. Let's move it over to Chad.
I'm sorry, I nodded off. You started talking about Marvel.
Are you not reading anything at this point?
Actually, they're slowly being filtered down to me from Mike.
Okay.
And so far, I've read Daredevil and the Hulk book you guys were talking about.
Okay. All right. Well, then you have a title that blew you away, at least, since that's technically the Marvel Now book. So tell us what you like about Hulk.
I don't know if the first book really didn't grasp me. I don't know. Maybe would have to read a few more issues, but it just didn't grab me. I mean, the did I say Daredevil and Deadpool?
Oh, Deadpool. Okay. All right.
Which was kind of funny with zombie presidents, but again, I have too much on my plate already without having to get into something else. But as he slowly gives them to me, I'm reading them and giving them back to him. So maybe next year that'll be my answer to number one.
Maybe we shall see. We shall see. Brent, go ahead.
Deadpool actually blew me away. I gave it a shot. I never read Deadpool before and thought it was pretty humorous, even though some didn't. It's a shame Iron Man couldn't have been this good.
Ooh.
Totally agree. I hate Greg Land. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's worse now. He's somehow gotten worse. Man, like, I mean, Brent, seriously, agree or disagree? Like, it's somehow gotten worse because his Tony Stark looks Asian.
Yeah, I mean,
Gerald Taylor brought up something to me that, like, they all have porn star face.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
anybody who's not talking has porn star face, yeah.
No, you're right, Brent. It has been for freaking years. It's just getting worse.
Yeah.
Man. No,
that's been my biggest disappointment. As good as Fraction's run, and I mean, Fraction touched on some extremist stuff, which I liked.
Mm-hmm.
But to go back to that and just make that the whole story, and like, there's no, to me, like, I was disappointed that there was no concept.
Yeah.
You know, chasing after extremists is no running concept or mission for a book.
Right.
You know, Fraction's concept was setting up with the Five Nightmares and, you know, kind of running with that and see where that would lead Tony Stark and, you know, set us on this big thing with the Mandarin and, you know, Ezekiel Stain and, you know, just threads tying together where I know we're only 4 or 5 issues in, but it doesn't feel like mining someone else's concept is going to be the way to success for this book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Frankly, it's Warren Ellis's concept. Everybody else is just playing with it. And to make that the basis of your book, mm-hmm. you know, the first story arc, I think should be something completely your own. Yeah. In my opinion.
Right. And it feels like this was almost shoehorned in there for Iron Man 3. I wonder if Kieran Gillen actually wanted to do an extremist story or whether they were like, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, and Kieran Gillen, I can't remember what other stuff I've read of his, but just wasn't doing it for me on some other things. So it's not just the Greg Land art; it's mostly due to the story. I mean, mm-hmm. Greg Land does draw a nice Iron Man. It's just everything else that comes up is kind of, you know, so okay. You know, it's just so static when you compare it to something like you know, Ivan Rice and Justice League. I'll get to a little later on.
Yeah,
but it's just so static and lifeless that it takes all the fun out of reading Iron Man. And I'm kind of wondering if we had a different artist on that book, if it would be a little more fun to read.
Yes,
it would.
How many times can I say yes in one sentence, Brent? Yes.
Another artist might make a little bit of a difference and improve the story for a lot of readers, I think.
For the love of God, yes. All right.
I think you might be onto something, though, about the extremist thing, because Kieran Gillen's a pretty decent writer, and he has a really good podcast called Decompressed, mm-hmm. where he interviews other comic writers about the issues that they're currently writing. He's had, like, you know, Fraction and Matt and Jason Aaron and Jonathan Hickman on his podcast, so... I mean, he's a decent writer. You might be onto something there with them having to put extremists in to match with Iron Man 3.
Yeah, it's very possible. I'm sure maybe once this is all said and done, we might actually get the truth behind this. Thank you, 2012, for giving me blank best new title around period. Yeah, you know what, Brent, you were talking. Go ahead and talk some more.
I'm just gonna have to. I did pick something else. I think Saga is everybody's best title of the year if they had been reading it. If you haven't been reading it, read it, and you'll agree with us.
I'm about to
But
read it.
since everybody has read it, or everybody's picked it, I went out and picked Earth 2. Has been the most consistently good title I've read month to month, and was a big surprise for me, and it's something I'm really liking. So I'm saying, best new title around period since New 52 that's started last year. So that's the one of the ones that I'm really enjoying that launched this year.
Yeah, in fact, you know what? I'm just gonna echo your sentiments there. I was gonna say something else, and yet I'm like, you know what? No, screw it. Earth 2. Dear James Robinson, congratulations on your redemption.
Yes, you got your mojo back.
I cried
know,
for redemption, and I got it.
The
It's
first
about
3
time.
issues were tough. The first 3 issues were tough to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like talk, 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 talk.
But Nicholas Scott art.
She has nothing to do with the dialogue.
But dialogue looks pretty when she draws it.
Okay.
And not just that, but
It's gotten better. It's gotten better.
yeah. No, it has. I mean, look, dude. James Robinson is a talky motherfucker. All right, I'll admit that. But I liked what he was talking about. That's why Earth 2 did it for me the way it did. So I mean, but I do understand where you're coming from a little bit, Chad.
I really liked the Shade maxi series. That was good. I mean, it was very wordy and very involved. But but Earth 2 was just kind of, those first couple issues were really tough, especially when it's just the Lantern talking to Alan Scott.
Yeah.
Well, it was a slow build, but what set me off for it was, the concept behind Alan Scott and kind of linking it to the Green and still kind of keeping that Alan Scott, history of, it is this and not this. I really dug. The other thing I really liked in there, Hot Girl, I'm digging Jake Garrick Flash as being, powers derived from the god of Mercury. I'm loving the twist on that. Just everything is kind of like, it's hitting home for me in that book. I'm really digging it. So
I kind of miss the classic characters.
Yeah. No. Well, it's good takes on classic characters. That's what I'm liking about it.
I don't know. The first meeting between the Flash and Hawk Girls just seemed very typical. Oh, I don't know what my powers do. Let me try this.
But I liked it. All right, fine. We're fine. We're at agreement. Chad doesn't like something that I like. All right, we can move on. You know what, Chad? Give us something you did like.
All right. Saucer County. Paul Cornell.
Nice.
Saucer County. I like it. It reminds me a lot of the X-Files. And I like the X-Files.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you found something that you like. All right, we're in a good place now. We're in a happy place, full of trees and rainbows.
I also like Dial H.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that might be your new Doom Patrol.
I just like it because it's off the wall.
Then read Deadpool. All right, moving on. Jim, go ahead. Save us from Dial H, please.
Saga. Thank you for giving me Saga. That's my best new title this year. I've been a Brian K. Vaughan fan all along, and this is no exception. I love the world he's created. I love the characters in the world, and I think it's the Fiona Staples art is just really nice to look at. I can't wait to have it in a nice, beautiful hardbound edition.
I like Saga too.
Yeah, I am. It's sitting on my end table waiting to be read. We bought it for like 20% off at Jim Hanley's for a sale, and I'm going to read the first 6 issues and then pick it up and trade from there because it's certainly worth the wait a little bit to get a nice pretty art and nice image trade. So I will go ahead and do that. I'm going to read off here the one choice that was not Saga. And one that I agree with, but I know that I'm not sure if anybody else does. Scarlet Spider. Corey Little chooses that as his best title of 2012, and I've been liking it. I've been enjoying the take on Kane, and for that matter, I'm glad to see Kane back in the Marvel Universe after his long hiatus.
Nope, not for me.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's just, to me, it's a way to bring back a character or not a character, a concept that a few people really wanted, and a character that no one cared about. So that to me describes Scarlet Spider. So I tried it out honestly, and it wasn't for me. And the fact that they so quickly shipped Ryan Stegman off of it, too, didn't tell me that they really had faith in the book.
Well, I think it meant that they had faith in Ryan Stegman more than anything, actually, because he went and moved on up, man. I mean, he moved to Fantastic Four, and now he's doing Spider-Man.
I mean, understandable, but he could have. I don't know. If he was doing so good on Spider-Man, then why'd they take him off on Scarlet Spider, and to put him on FF and then back to a Spider-Man book? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. But that's the way Marvel works sometimes with their artists. They give them almost like a tryout on a new title, and if it does well enough, they'll put them on an established title for a little bit, and then put them onto something even better. But I do get what you're saying, though. I do like consistency in my art, and having him be there for only 4 or 5 issues is not exactly my happy spot. So I understand, Brent. I understand. When they canceled Blank, I was incredibly annoyed. When they canceled Blank, I danced for joy. For me, when they canceled, actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go back on this one because I don't actually have an answer yet. Let's start it off with Jim. Go ahead.
I have 2, so you can have one of mine if you want.
Okay.
My first is Creator-Owned Heroes. Got canceled this year, and I like the idea of it, and I like the execution of it. It was a great place. I love the idea of an anthology title where pretty decent, well-known writers and artists can try out new ideas, and it died on the vine. And then my other choice would when they canceled Frankenstein: Agent of Shade. I was incredibly annoyed because that was easily my favorite DC New Universe book. And I love Jeff Lemire. I love everything he's doing this year, pretty much. So, but when they canceled Grifter, I danced for joy.
That was my dance for joy. So that's good. That's good.
Well,
Yeah,
along those lines, I danced for joy when they canceled Rob Liefeld.
I think that's the universal response, isn't it?
Well, you can't dance without feet.
True.
Zing.
Yeah, no. My canceled for joy is definitely Grifter. Canceled annoyed. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with Avengers Academy. Just because I was this close to bringing it back, going back on it. It wasn't. I didn't drop it because it was bad. I dropped it because I was waiting for an arc that was going to hit me. And then when I saw that they brought the Runaways characters back, I'm like, all right, let me go with this. And then they replace it with something like Avengers snuff film. I wasn't too happy about that. So yeah, I'll go with Avengers Academy right there because Avengers Arena can suck it. Brent.
When they canceled Blue Beetle, of course, I was incredibly annoyed.
Oh, yes.
When they canceled Hawk and Dove and any DC War book, I danced for joy.
Is Team 7 canceled yet?
Also, I could put Uncanny X-Men in both of those things just because I thought it was dumb that they canceled Uncanny X-Men to launch new Uncanny X-Men double shipped for 18 issues or whatever it was, only to cancel it again, and then, let's going to launch it again in 2013.
Ooh, and then they'll cancel this one, and then they'll bring back Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah, I thought that was a dumb idea, so you can put that in there for me, too.
All right, that's fine. Chad?
Well, when they canceled Frankenstein Agent of Shade, because I guess they started to tie it into the whole Rot World storyline, so I'm really enjoying that storyline. So when they canceled that one, I was like, So, and when they canceled anything Rob Liefeld was doing, and Rob Liefeld
and Doom Patrol. I understand your excitement there, sir. We'll move on to the team of blank and blank, or the writer-artist team of 2012, without a doubt. Chad, keep talking.
Oh, this was a tough one. because I really don't pay attention to, but I'm gonna have to say Scott Snyder for his Batman work, and I forget offhand who the artist is on the book.
Capullo.
Greg Capullo.
Okay, yes, they are my choice.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's choices this year because Batman is amazing both on art and writing. So I'm going to try to pick something not Batman, and I will get back to me momentarily. But first, I will ask Jim what he thought.
I picked Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo for adjectiveless Batman. I mean, Capullo languished in Image Spawn comics for years and years, and now has emerged like the phoenix from the ashes into this really great Batman artist. And Scott Snyder is bringing yet another new take on the Joker. I got to see Jerry Robinson lecture a couple of years ago, the guy who created the Joker. He said the strength of Batman and the Joker is that they get stronger with reinterpretation. And I think that's what Scott Snyder is doing with the Joker here. Just slight changes in the characters and making the stakes higher and making it more interesting. I mean, it's really been, and I know we're going to talk about this later, but whoa, what was all that?
Nah, it's all right. I'm sure somebody just died. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. As long as there's anything important.
Chad's in his closet.
Snyder's been killing it left and right. So
Nice. Brent.
I actually do have Batman sentiment on there as well, but in the favor of mentioning something else, I think Bendis and David Marquez on Ultimate Spider-Man did a great job this year.
Word.
And they would have to be my second runner-up. It's sad to see him go, but we do get Sarah Pichelli back, but hopefully they can find him on another similar book because his art was, on a similar level to Sarah Pichelli, and he was keeping the schedule consistent, which I don't know if Pichelli was doing before she got on that Spider-Man mini or whatever. So if anybody has to fill in for her, I'd bring him back or keep him as full-time artist. I really enjoyed what he was doing.
Well, I'm actually going to continue the Bendis love a little bit. I'm gonna say two things because they sort of are joint for me right now. They're both Marvel books. One would be Bendis and Deodato on New Avengers because Bendis and Deodato are a team that I feel really works well together. Deodato's art is always pretty to me. Even if it is a little, photo rendered at times, I feel he does it better than a lot of the other artists out there in comics right now. And his storytelling works incredibly well with Bendis, especially on a book like New Avengers. I felt his take on Jessica and Luke was probably my favorite in recent memory after the stuff we saw in Alias. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with there with that. Also, his Doc Strange is great, as is his Iron Fist and all that jazz. I'm also going to say Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos because those were always my favorite issues of Amazing Spider-Man this year. Because
mine too.
Humberto Ramos, man, he just gets better. He really does. Like, I feel he got a little abstract for a while, and he's reining it back in, and it's just absolutely what I love in a Spider-Man comic. So that's where I go. Do we have any answers other than... No, I guess not. BKV and Staples is the only thing we have other than Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, I believe. So, yeah. All right. So we will move on to Blank. Was a mini-series / maxi-series, so that's an either-or for you people there, that told a complete story even though it only had a few issues to do it with. Jim.
I'm going to go here with one of my favorites that I've read so far this year that hasn't even finished up yet, but it's been a great story so far, is Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo's Before Watchmen, Rorschach. Lee Bermejo's art is just incredible and gorgeous. I mean, he's rendering 1970s, like pre-Giuliani New York, Times Square, grindhouse era. I mean, Rorschach gets picked up by Travis Bickle at one point, and it doesn't have to be said that it's him. It's just he's rendered so well on the art that you know who's driving Rorschach around. I mean, it's like a grindhouse movie version of Rorschach, and it's been great. And kind of unsung too. I mean, Azzarello is also killing it on The Comedian. miniseries for the Before Watchmen set as well. So that would be my pick.
Yeah, I've avoided all of the Before Watchmen stuff because I figure if I'm going to read it, I'm going to read it in trade. But I'm glad to see the Rorschach one in particular is good. So if I do ever decide to read it, that's probably going to be one of the first ones I pick up. Yeah, we'll go Chad. Go ahead, Chad.
Well, I have the Before Watchmen stuff, but I haven't had a chance to read it. But what I did read, and I have two of them, and a lot of them probably due to the art. Night of the Thousand, the Dave Walker art.
Say again, Chad. You just broke up on
Then the
us.
second one was the Doctor Who's Generation.
Something about Dave Walker.
Oh, Night of a Thousand Wolves.
Night of a Thousand Wolves. Gotcha.
And then the second one was the Doctor Who Star Trek The Next Generation assimilation with Jake Woodward.
Okay. Cool.
So, and
I got a shout out Night of a Thousand Wolves because Dave Walker's like my neighbor. He lives here in Pittsburgh, and I used to serve him brunch like every Sunday for the 2 or 3 years running since he moved here. So
Nice.
definitely, I feel bad for not shouting that out. So yeah, that was a great miniseries.
Yeah, and JK, the artwork on that is just so goddamn pretty. It's hard not to give props to that particular miniseries there. I'm gonna stop right here for a minute, Chad. Would you want to try switching back to the laptop just so we can get better internet because you're fading in and out, and I don't want to wind up like losing you here.
sure, hold on, let me switch over again.
Okay.
You just sounded the best there ever.
I know it absolutely figures.
Does this sound better? Maybe it's the way I'm holding the iPad.
It's just a general internet thing. I mean, as long as you stay like close enough to your internet source, you should be fine.
Okay, I'm sitting right next to the router.
All right, there we go. Well, you sound fine now, so that's fine. All right, good.
Okay.
All right, that'll work. So my miniseries / maxi series, I'm actually gonna go Avengers versus X-Men here, because even if I didn't have like 100% positive, it was about 93%. Like I enjoyed the story, it gave me a complete tale, and I felt like it actually got me more excited for what Marvel Now is going to put out. So that's why I go Avengers versus X-Men here, as opposed to anything else for miniseries, maxi series, whatever you want to call it. And also it did a decent enough job of telling a complete story inside of the miniseries, as opposed to you have to pick up this, you have to pick up that, you have to pick up that to understand what the hell's going on, which was, I guess, an improvement for Marvel because that doesn't always happen. So I'll go there with that. Brent.
Spaceman, Azzarello and Eduardo Risso from Vertigo.
Nice.
Love that book. That was great, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I still got to finish that up.
That's the one about the doctor from 30 Rock, right?
No.
Oh. It's pronounced Spaceman.
Specimen.
Specimen. There you go. What's that one about? By the way, Brent. I mean, I skipped it. So
It's kind of an odd concept. It's all on the iPad if you got it. Basically, it's about genetically engineered monkey men that go to Mars and come back and kind of are out of a job, and what happens to those people or creatures, whatever you define them, when they come back. Along with a little 100 bulletsy element of kidnapping and extortion in there as well. So familiar tropes with them with a space angle twist.
interesting. All right, cool. That works. I'll have to probably wind up giving that a collected edition at some point. So we move on to Penciler of the Year. As I hold on here real quick, see if there's anything that anybody didn't answer. Oh, you know what? Actually, let me bring this up as an honorable mention real quick, because it was good from what I've seen of it. The Legends of the Dark Knight stuff that they've been releasing directly to the net. That's all been pretty good so far. So I will give that props. Justin Lee Parrish brought that up on the Facebook post, and I will agree with that. So
some of them are good.
yeah, no, a bunch of them have been really pretty so far. Pencil of the year has to be blank. Those pages were so damn pretty. Chad.
Blimey.
Yeah, you.
Oh boy, Rob Liefeld. Just kidding.
No,
Rob Liefeld.
you're out.
Oh boy,
You're just gonna say Rob Liefeld
Tough
again,
question.
aren't you?
I'm just gonna say Rob Liefeld again.
You know what? I'll come back to you. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll make my pick. And this one is tough because there's been some really pretty art this year, out of a bunch of spaces that I wasn't expecting. Honorable mention, by the way, because I haven't mentioned Ferris yet, and I'm gonna have to throw that out there. The Phil Jimenez art on Ferris for the arc that he did to start off the title was absolutely gorgeous. Some of the best Phil Jimenez art that I have seen in ages. Like, absolutely perfect for the story that was being told, and just it made my eyes gleam with happiness. So I give an honorable mention out there to Phil Jimenez for my actual artist of the year. And I wish I could give it to Manipool again like last year, but I'm not going to because I stopped reading Flash, so I can't do that anymore.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I know.
Gorillas are so cool.
Yeah. You know what? This is where I'm going to say Capullo. This is where I'm actually going to say his name. Because that it's very, very good Batman art. And his Joker gives me nightmares. So I will go with him. Brent.
I'm going to give it Ivan Rice purely for Justice League number 15 that came out just under the wire on December 26th.
That was really nice.
Holy shit. Did that page of Superman and Wonder Woman leaping out the building itself. I just saw that page and I quickly wanted just to post it to the Comic Timing page and say, look at this beautiful art. Because that to me was the most amazing and dynamic page I've seen all year. It took my breath away more than any other page I've seen did. So.
You know, as you said that, I couldn't help but think of that great YouTube video of the guy who's showing that picture of a butterfly, and he's like, "Look at this horse. It's beautiful mane, and I'm being told it's a butterfly."
Nope, not familiar with.
No, you never seen that one?
No.
No, I'll have to send that along at some point. That's a classic. That's a YouTube classic right there. It's been around for years. Jim, go ahead.
So, as you were saying earlier, so many great pencilers this year. If I have to give an honorable mention, it would probably have to be to Jerome Opeña.
Nice.
For what he's doing on Avengers with Jonathan Hickman. Is just blowing me away. I just really like this style. I really like what he's doing there. Chris Burnham on Batman Incorporated. He's like this weird channeling of like John Cassaday mixed with Frank Quitely, and it works for me. I really like it. But I mean, my penciler this year and just really strike out to me and like, wow, who the hell drew this? I had to go back and look. Mikkel Rainin from Justice League Dark. That art is immaculate. Go look at it. And a lot like you said, a lot of great pencilers this year. Juan Jose Rip and Talon is really doing really, really well. But Mikkel Rainin, my penciler this year.
Nice. All right, I'll go with it. And for that matter, you mentioned Justice League for Ivan Hayes. I'd also say Aquaman because that Aquaman stuff continued to be great, Brent.
It was good, but it wasn't as strong throughout the year. Just as to me, it wasn't his strongest work to date. Mm-hmm. And then when he came out Justice League, it was like somebody, bam, gave him a breath of fresh air.
Nice
for me. So
right.
I mean, I was digging his his Aquaman stuff, but his Aquaman is a bar, or his Justice League, that one issue is a bar above any Aquaman stuff he's done in the last year.
Gotcha. Chad, you come up with something?
I'll just agree with what everybody said because I really can't just pick one.
It's like picking your favorite candy.
Right. My favorite beer.
Just once, you'll just have to give up one of those children. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to sacrifice one of those children to the angry gods, all right? Just once.
Just once.
I'm going to bring up the honorable mentions here via the blog, and this one I agree with just from what we've seen so far. Stuart Immonen on All New X-Men. I mean,
Yes.
damn good. That has been freaking sweet. And Mike Allred from Daredevil number 17. Justin Lee Paris says, I'm still not reading Daredevil. I'm a terrible person, so I can't actually comment on that, but apparently it was very pretty. The FF stuff, I read issue 1 of FF, and I liked what Allred was doing, but not enough to put him in my list of best of the year, so we'll see where that goes in 2013. We're going to give some independent comic love right now. So your indie pick of 2012, Chad, do you at least have something here?
Revival.
Revival by?
That's Tim Seeley and Mike Norton.
Oh, yeah. Right. Duh. I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Duh.
Duh. Tell the folks a little bit about it for those who have not read it.
It's just an interesting concept. You have these, I guess, people that can't die, and that's the police are investigating why. And I'm only 3 issues in, but I'm really enjoying it. I did make a effort this year to try a lot of different independent stuff. I tried like Harvest from Image. What else had I tried? I tried It Girl and the Atomics, which really didn't float my boat. I tried Secret Service, but of all the ones I tried, I think Revival has to be one I've really enjoyed and stuck with.
Cool. Brent.
Saga.
Saga. What is this book? I have never heard of it. Oh, wait. Yes, I have. Okay. Jim.
So many good indie comics this year. I mean, Nowhere Men has blown me away from Image. Hickman's Manhattan Projects is really good, but I had to give it to Lock and Key from IDW. And not only has this been like the last story arc of 6 story arcs is coming to a culmination now. We just got an announcement that Roberto Orci and Alex Kurtzman, the guys who brought back Star Trek with J.J. Abrams, are going to do a 3 movie series based on Lock and Key comic.
Nice.
And
nice.
we at LOD have been championing this comic since Volume 1, and we have been big fans of it. We've done episodes on every story arc so far, up until the one that's coming out now, which ends the story is Lock and Key Omega. And it's just been Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez are knocking it out of the park. It's just one of the best comics on the stand.
What is that about? Because I've heard about it, but never got a nice synopsis.
It's about a family and a house and these keys that have special properties, and then the whole backstory is the story. So to explain too much about it to you would kind of ruin things. But that's pretty much all you need to know. A family survives like a serial killer's attack. They move to their family house to kind of get away from the city, and that's where the story begins. And to tell you more would probably spoil things. But I would definitely recommend starting from the beginning and reading all the trades and getting caught up, because it's just great stuff. And it's occasionally on sale on Comixology too. It's just one of the best comics out there. It really is.
And that's the one that they made the on-air pilot of that everybody had positive feedback from. They got to see it at San Diego Comic-Con, correct?
Right. It was Miranda Otto from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. She was the matriarch of the family. But they aired it at Comic-Con, but nothing else ever came of it. But now it's going to be made into a series of 3 movies.
Gotcha.
So.
All right, cool.
I'll just parrot that because that's one of the books that Mike told me to read the first volume, and by the time I was done with that, I was shaking down his door to give me the next couple ones. And I just finished up, I think, Volume 4.
It's just so good. Such a good story, such good art. And Gabriel Rodriguez had 2 one-shots this year called Lock and Key Grindhouse and Lock and Key Guide to the Known Keys. And in Grindhouse, he drew it like an old EC 50s comic. He totally changed his art style and told an untold story. And then the other one, he drew it very much like an old Slumberland, Nemo and Slumberland comic, like that style. So he totally changed his art style twice. Just on to do 2 one-shots in this universe. It's just one of my favorite comics. It's just really good.
So
I think go
ahead.
I was gonna say I think I think it was volume 4 is where like the first part of it is like Calvin and Hobbes. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it takes place in the 6-year-old's brain, so the whole world looks like Calvin and Hobbes.
Nice.
So again, he draws it all in a Bill Waterston style from Bodie's point of view. So,
all right,
yeah,
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, you should definitely check it. Wait for a 99-cent sale on Comixology. Get the first 6 issues. Check it out. I definitely, everyone I've recommended it to who has read it has not come back sorry that I had.
All right. Well, I'm also probably going to have to check to see if they have the collected edition at the library because, like I keep saying, that has been how I've been getting half of my stuff, and it's a really inexpensive way to do it because it's free.
Absolutely.
Let me bring out a couple of independent comic picks here because I didn't say anything about them being running or not running. Like they could be long-standing or they could be from this year or whatever. So I'm just going to be playing it cheap for 3 of them here that I'll say real quickly because you all know my love for them to begin with. Invincible, no shit. Walking Dead, since I just started it, no shit. And Chew. Chew continues to be great. And the last couple of issues have been really great. So I will continue to say Chew until it is done in another 30 issues because Layman has a set end date and we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. I will say, of the new ones that have come out, this is a miniseries. It's not even done yet. I don't give a shit. I got to mention it anyway. It would be Jonathan Ross and Brian Hitch on America's Got Powers.
Yes, I am actually getting that too. I forgot about that. I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it a lot, and Brian Hitch's art, probably the best it's been since Ultimates.
I think I've read the first 3 issues of that, and for some reason I didn't order 4 or 5, 6, so I have to go back and pick those up.
Yeah, 4 isn't out yet. 4 is actually, no, I'm sorry, 4 just came out. 4 just came out. Yeah, no, 4 just came out. 4 just came out because I have 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, no, 4 just got released. It should be in my next shipment, and then 5 and 6 should follow. So yeah, there was a little bit of a delay on that, but what else is new? It's an independent comic. All right, I will say of the ones we have listed here that we have not said. Scrolling. We've got Fatale from Image listed here as an option. Anybody reading Fatale?
I read the first issue for free when they had or for $1 when they had it on sale on Comixology, and it didn't grab me. I didn't get the concept of it.
No? Oh, well. And Glory is listed here twice. Glory being written by Joe Keating. I believe this is a former Liefeld title. That
it is. It was the analog of Wonder Woman in that Liefeld verse.
Right. Okay.
But Johnny M has been championing this comic. He said it's really good, and Joe Keating brings something really new to that kind of character. So, I've heard good things about that as well. I haven't read it myself though.
Cool. All right.
Something new to the character, like feet.
Like a sense of body proportion.
Yeah, and breasts that occur naturally in nature.
I would want to read that.
Hey, Alan Moore wrote Supreme Comics from Rob Liefeld's Leftovers, and those were pretty good. So
yes, he did.
There you go.
And they released that like one issue that was still sitting on the floor, right? Of Alan Moore's run, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was this year. Here we go. The collected edition or OGN, that's up to you. You could do one of each or you could do one of either. That's up to you, folks. Of Blank was completely worth the price, and if there's any that you did not like, you can mention that as well as not so much. I'm going to start things off because I haven't done that in a while. My collected edition / OGN, and these are 3 that were then released as a library bound edition afterwards. Avatar: The Last Airbender: The Promise is such a wonderful continuation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I mean, that every time it came in my shipment, it would be the first thing that I read because it's just that damn good. It leaves off exactly where book 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender left off. We get to see exactly what happened to the characters we already know, going a little bit towards Legend of Korra with the storyline, and then branching towards what's going to be the next book of series of books after this, where we find out what happens to Zuko's mom after all these years. It's great stuff. I love every single minute of it, and that is definitely my pick for collected edition. Don't know if I actually read anything I didn't really enjoy this time around, so I can't really say not so much on my end. But maybe Brent has a good and a not so much. Do you? If he's there.
I do have it.
Okay.
I would say Batman Earth 1, completely worth the price. Superman Earth 1 Volume 2, not so much.
I just got both of
Volume
them. I just got both of them for Christmas, so I'll let you know.
I saw that. I thought Batman was a very good reinvention of the Batman franchise, more than the Superman was. And I like the twist that they did with Bullock, which I won't give away. I just dug all the things that he did there. It's definitely, a more realistic for the comics, but yet not copying everything that Nolan's verse did. So there's some separation there, which I liked. Superman just seems to me like another Superman analog. Doesn't really feel any more real world or anything like that. Like I guess it was supposed to be. But Volume 2 I did like better than Volume 1, but still left me a little dissatisfied.
All right. Okay.
And it's Shane Davis's art. I like him. I just don't know that the coloring or something is not aiding him well on these books for me.
Does Lois still look like Dexter's sister?
Not as much. Not as much. But I'm kind of wondering if it's the coloring being so painterly and palletized that it kind of takes me out of it. I don't know.
And no spoilers for the last 2 episodes of the Dexter season because I'm watching them tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, so good.
Yeah, I know. And by the way, I will add as a added pick for this, just so I can say it now, because we did get the last volumes of Irredeemable and Incorruptible this year. I'm going to add those onto there because terrific conclusion to the Irredeemable Incorruptible saga. Mark Waid really brought this to a logical conclusion, and I liked where it went, even if it was a little comic book cheesy at the end there. It was happiness for me, so I definitely enjoyed that. Anybody else here finish Irredeemable and Incorruptible?
I'm not caught up. I've read about halfway through, I think, of Irredeemable.
Okay, great. All right. Well, if and when you get to the end, Jim, let me know what you thought. Yeah, in fact, speaking of which, how about you just go ahead and tell me your good and your bad, Jim?
Well, for collected edition, and I never spend this much money on myself, but this year I did. I spent $100 on a book, and it's the David Mazzucchelli Daredevil Born Again Artist Edition from IDW.
Ooh.
It's the exact same size as the art he turned into Marvel. It's got, you're looking at the art he sent in. It's beautiful.
Wow.
The entire Born Again storyline, all beautifully hardbound, nice slipcover. It's super nice, and it's just like it made me read the book in a whole new way, and that's like one of my favorite storylines of all time. So I had to spend the money for it. So that's my collected edition of the year. That was just super, super nice.
That is eye porn right there, by the way.
What is it?
I said that is eye porn.
Oh, it is. I just poured over every page. It's great. The OGN of the year, I have to shout out WYSIWYG by Ed Piskor. It was on the Onion's AV Club top 10 list of graphic novels this year. It was reviewed by Rolling Stone. It's this great story about the early days of computer hacking. His character's kind of based on Kevin Mitnick, but not really. It's just really great storytelling, great single graphic novel, all in one sitting story. Really, really epic. Not so much worth the price. Defenders Tournament of Heroes. I don't know why, with all the great stuff that Marvel doesn't reprint, like I don't know, Essential Master of Kung Fu or anything else, that they would print this mildly amusing, in continuity thing that David Kraft wrote in the late 70s. It just didn't make sense. I mean, it was like Sweet Christmas, Luke Cage, and it was like everyone introducing themselves through exposition, Tagak the Leopard Man now makes a stand, that kind of thing. It just was not worth the reprinting at all, and I'm not sure why they did it or what, and it just, no, I'm sorry.
I'd rather see them reprint Secret Defenders. And that sucks.
Oh, no. Yeah, it did.
Oh, God. All right. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chad.
Okay. My OGN was Jeff Lemire's Underwater Welder.
Oh, wow. That was great.
Very good. It was like almost the perfect storm with... this season, or this year on Netflix, I watched the first 3 seasons of The Twilight Zone. They also since it deals with him and his relationship with his father, and intersected with that with me because my father passed away, and this Christmas I found the old 8mm films that they took when we were kids, and I had them converted to digital form. And
nice.
I was going through and he put, made DVDs out of them. So, and along with, reading that book, it just all kind of, intersected. And I mean, I love The Twilight Zone. It's because you have deeply flawed characters, but they're also dealing with problems, and they learn a lesson without it being smack you in the face. So that was probably, that's probably the best one I read this year.
Awesome.
And I highly recommend it.
I will have to look into that. Yeah. How long has it been out?
Let me see.
Not very long.
Not very
No.
long.
About
Okay.
6 months.
All right, cool.
Came out. I don't know. I bought it like in August. First printing was August of 2000.
Okay.
And I bought, and it was probably one of the first things I read on the iPad.
Gotcha. Sweet. Any not so good collected editions you read this year, or all good?
Nah, it wasn't out this year, but I read the first collection of Northlanders, and it really just didn't float my boat.
That Brian Wood, man. Like, half the time people love him, half the people not so much.
And now they got him writing Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, for as long as Dark Horse has the license.
Yeah, it won't be much longer.
Yeah, it's true. Brent, you gave yours, right, or did you not?
I did.
You did. Okay, correct. That's what I thought. I thought I was listening to you. All right. Let me read real quick. Fatale Volume 1 is listed as a positive. Have not read that myself, so cannot give an opinion. And amusingly enough, the Valiant Era Comics collection, an old trade paperback that Justin Lee Parrish got at the flea market, should have been $1 instead of $2. So nice. We're moving on here. Continuing from last year, Blank was the New 52 title of 2012. However, I did drop Blank as it couldn't keep my interest enough to be saved. I will begin this one here with Mr. DC himself, because he only reads 3 Marvels. Chad.
Okay, let's start with the ones that I dropped. I dropped Captain Atom. It sucked.
Yay.
Fury of Firestorm. I didn't need emo and guyliner. I dropped Green Arrow once. What's her face? And somebody came on, announced that Jeff Lemire was going to be writing. I am back on it for now.
Okay. Let me know how that goes, because I'm not reading it.
I dropped Hawkman.
Good.
Yes. I think I dropped that one off after the CBS specials stopped. In the Bat Family, I dropped Birds of Prey. I dropped Batman the Dark Knight. And I also dropped Batwing.
Okay.
I'm still reading.
And your best title out of the continuation.
I like All-Star Western. I like how it kind of ties into the Bat books.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really gave Jonah Hex a chance, but I'm really enjoying that one.
Cool. All right, that works. Brent.
Continuing from last year, I would say Batman, Best New 52.
My parents.
And I did drop Action Comics.
Really?
I didn't know where the hell it was going and haven't missed it since.
Can I be 100% honest with you, dude? I have like 6 issues of Action waiting to be read.
Yeah, I think somewhere around like 14 or 15, I was just like, there's no way I'm buying this from iBet anymore, because obviously something left and jumped the shark here.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, all right, the first story arc was good, and then they're like, oh, this is how Superman got his costume. Wow, that was kind of lame. And then we have, Grant Morrison went off the reservation and on drugs, and for an issue or two.
Or he let his dog write it.
Well, I mean, it was like the Legion, the one with the Legion, where they like go into the future and they're, I don't know, it was weird. And then they had the alternate Earth one.
You know what? He really should have just reran All-Star Superman like for a few issues, and I mean, I would have been fine with that.
That's kind of what I was expecting, and then that's what I thought we were getting. And then, to me, I was more interested when he was learning about himself and not wearing the super suit.
Mm-hmm.
To quote the guy from Incredibles, than when he did get it. I think they could have waited a little while longer to explain that or show that.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone was expecting when they heard that Grant Morrison was going to be doing Action Comics. I mean, we'd all loved All-Star Superman. At least I loved All-Star Superman. I mean, that's what I expected to see, and that's not what we saw at all.
Yeah. No, come on, please. It feels like, and I don't know, agree or disagree. Do you feel like Grant Morrison just gave up?
I feel like he did.
Yeah.
In Batman Incorporated, I'm kind of so on that too, honestly.
Batman Incorporated still is holding my interest, but
yeah, it's
Me
holding
too.
it, but it's barely there.
yeah. Well, for me to answer this question here, it's hard. It is, because I mean, I guess I gotta say Batman was the one that held my interest the most. But
I mean, don't feel bad about it. If that's the one that did it, then that's the one that did it. And
No,
if
I
it did
know.
it for a lot of people, I think that speaks to the quality of the book.
it's true.
We
Yeah.
shouldn't
No.
we shouldn't deny it. That.
Right. It's just I feel like that's everyone's answer. But I
That's okay.
no. It's a reason, because it's fucking awesome. But I would say runner up is Batgirl. And I'm absolutely thrilled that Gail Simone is unfired.
Oh, she's on fired because, oh, wow, I must have missed that. When did that happen?
That happened about a week after she was fired.
Oh,
Shortly
sorry.
after the internet got hold of the news.
Yeah, shockingly.
I saw that on Bleeding Cool. She had been fired off the book, and then I got busy at work and couldn't, check up on Bleeding Cool, and must have missed it.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm not even joking. Like less than 6 days after she was fired, there was news that she was rehired. Probably because of exactly what Brent said. They didn't want people to show up to every single con going, "So why'd you fire Gail?"
Really, this book sucks now.
Yeah, like when are we getting Gail back? Like really? Like come on. And now her favorite
Oh,
thing to
by
do.
the way, Stephanie Brown, bring her back too.
And now Gail Simone's favorite thing to do on Twitter is to say that she fired herself and then rehired herself, but then she fired herself when she rehired herself.
My head hurts.
Yeah, I know. I did, however, drop both Flash and Red Hood and the Outlaws because Flash just wasn't holding my interest anymore, even if the art was pretty, and Red Hood and the Outlaws was okay, but not great. So I
Red Hood and the Outlaws is on the chopping block for me.
Yeah,
After the Joker storyline.
yeah,
See where it goes.
pretty much here. Like I'm reading your copies now. Jim,
Shame on you for Flash.
well, the art's pretty. I'm not saying the art's not pretty. It's just I don't care about Barry. I cannot care about Barry. I've
See,
tried.
This is where I disagree.
This is-
I
Yeah,
care about
I'm with
this
you.
character.
Wally's my guy, man.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Oh,
I read
Wally's
the
been so
whole
played
Mark
out,
Waid
though.
run.
Wally was played out.
Yeah.
Oh, and Barry's not? Oh, come on. Who's fooling who, pal? Come on.
What do you have to say, Brent? What was that about not agreeing with me? What?
Flash. I still think it's one of the best books on the stands.
All right.
That's me.
It's good, man. If it's dude, come on. If it's catching your interest, please, by all means. Like,
Oh, I'm not saying.
I'll probably catch up eventually via means.
You can read my copies.
That's what I'm saying. Share and share alike. Yeah. Jim.
Continuing from last year, Swamp Thing was my new 52 title, 2012. And I love what Snyder and Yannick Paquette are doing on Swamp Thing. I love what Jeff Lemire is doing with the Rot World thing with Animal Man and, bringing in Frankenstein in a little bit there and just kind of the whole dark situation being tied together, but also part of the DCU. I think Snyder and Yannick Paquette are putting out some of the best Swamp Thing comics I've read in like 20 years. Like I'm old school, like Alan Moore, John Totleben, Stephen Bissett Swamp Thing fan, and I read up to about like halfway through the Rick Veitch run and then just lost interest. This stuff brought me back. It's just really, really good. And as cool as Snyder is Batman has been, this Swamp Thing has been just as good, if not better, for me.
Yeah, and Animal Man is the one that I've been reading that I've been absolutely loving too. Like that's. Oh God! And the art is just so good on Animal Man. Both artists that have been writing it over 2012. Drawing it over 2012 have been fantastic.
You could give me Justice League, all the dark books, aside from Stormwatch, and I also dropped I, Vampire, which I was kind of iffy on, so I went ahead and dropped it. But I think, like I said before, I'm enjoying probably the dark books the most.
Yeah.
I did drop Stormwatch because, I kind of like those authority characters, and I did not like what they were doing with them, and it just kind of made them bland. And in a world that with the Justice League, it just seemed kind of redundant, and they didn't seem like they were really hitting their stride. And I usually like Paul Cornell, and I just didn't. I lost my interest, so I dropped it.
Yeah, I dropped it actually after Paul Cornell left because I felt like the book would have no purpose, and I was right.
Well, I think they kind of shoehorned the Martian Manhunter in there to say, "Hey, this guy, you know him. he's with these other guys you probably don't know."
Well, I still want to see that Justice League story play out. Because we've seen teases of it, and we haven't seen anything else.
The whole thing about that made the Authority cool is that there was no Justice League. They were the Authority.
Right.
With all the other stuff going on, it just kind of waters it down and makes it less special, less cool. That's what made it cool.
Is that what didn't keep your interest enough to be saved, or is there something else?
Just I didn't like the way the characters were being handled, and I didn't like. It just seemed very ancillary and not. I just didn't care, so I dropped it.
Word up. It's truth. It's truth. I wish I had the writing talent of blank. 2012 was his or her year. See, I am equal opportunity. Isn't that great? Casina.
Again, I think I'm going to Scott Snyder.
Boom.
I mean, I don't know if I said it last year, but definitely this year between Batman, Swamp Thing, his Man of Steel coming up, getting a lot of attention. I just think he's the writer to beat. He's the new, the new Bendis, the new, the new Bendis, I guess.
Yeah.
He seems like he's DC's go-to guy. So.
Well, I really want to say Scott Snyder, but I won't. I'm going to go with Jonathan Hickman because I was reading Fantastic Four and FF until the end, and it is now my second favorite arc, my second favorite run of Fantastic Four and FF after Wade and Waringo. Like, it is that good to me. And it ended great. I felt that Hickman really brought things to a natural conclusion as opposed to a forced conclusion, like some of the other books coming into Marvel now. So I was very happy with the way things went there. And Avengers so far, 2 issues in, and I'm really intrigued with where Hickman is going with this. Like, it's different enough from what Bendis was doing, and yet it still feels like an Avengers book. It just feels like it might be a little bit more cosmic than what Bendis was doing. And Avengers can be cosmic. I will read a cosmic Avengers book. There is no doubt about that. And the adding people like members of the New Mutants to to an Avengers book, I'm down. So yeah, definitely Hickman for me as best writer. Chad.
I'm going to say Jeff Lemire. Besides all the stuff he did for DC, I mean, I think what cinched it for me was Underwater Welder.
Okay.
So
cool. And I'm going to go to the people here real quick before I go to Jim, just to bring him up. Nick Marino mentioned Peter David as his pick, and I wanted to bring up Peter David at least at one point today. Not only because I enjoy his work, but also because my thoughts go out to Peter and his family as Peter deals with the stroke he had a few days ago. I really hope for a speedy recovery here, man, because the few times that I've met you, you've been very, very kind to me and very friendly and seem like a wonderful person. So nothing but speedy recovery, and hopefully you'll get as much back as you can from something like a stroke. I know how difficult that is. That can be to get full range of motion back and everything. But he has his wits about him, and that's what matters. And I think Peter David has enough strength to really make his way back from this. So here's to Peter David, and I'm sure you all agree with that. Here. All
yes.
right, Jim.
Absolutely. Well, I had picked Hickman and Lemire, so I'm going to pick someone else. By the way, Hickman's Manhattan Projects for Image, you should definitely check that out too. A lot of more fun, big ideas with crazy people that he's well known for.
Yeah, I like the first issue of that, so I'll probably read more sometime down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have the first trade, which I need to read.
But I echo every sentiment you just said about his run on Fantastic Four and FF, and it's probably my second favorite run right after John Burns in the 80s. But I'm going to throw a little curve here and go with Brian Azzarello, because not only did he do 2 really great miniseries for Before Watchmen, Comedian and Rorschach, he also has been killing it on Wonder Woman. I really like what he's doing over there. And also with Spaceman that we mentioned before with Eduardo Risso. So that's a wide variety of really, really cool stuff that he's done this year. So I'll throw it out to him, since Hickman and Mr. Lemire were already shouted out. And by the way, Jeff Lemire's work on Justice League Dark was awesome. The War for the Books of Magic, catch it when it comes out in trade if you haven't caught it in digital or floppy, because it was just great.
Cool.
Azzarello makes a terrible interviewee. Just tried to listen to that word balloon and turned it off. Oh my gosh. I know John was doing his best, but some things just can't be helped.
Well, my favorite is Azzarello on a panel, because he does not want to be there.
Well, you can tell it on the interview as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, now,
like, why bother doing it then?
Now I'm gonna have to listen to this. Thanks, Brent.
Just don't go too far. It's almost like drinking.
You know who it reminds me of?
Know your limits.
Well, I'm reminded of a certain MegaCon interview that I held with a certain artist that doesn't say 3 words.
Frank Cho?
Yes. Like, so, Frank, what's new lately? Nothing.
We got a really interesting interview with Michael Rooker like that.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was just going crazy, and so I think we're gonna end up using the audio files and just tie them together. But we're trying to ask him about Walking Dead, and he just was talking about something existential, having a conversation, I think, with a ghost or someone that we couldn't see.
I'm glad to see that you had the interview while he was high. That's good. I see pretty colors, man. Out of all the events in 2012, blank was the one that hooked me, line and sinker. That's the sound I make when I'm trying to pick people. Brent.
Court of Owls.
Nice.
Lousy payoff, but man, it was good up until that last issue.
I wouldn't quite say it's a lousy payoff.
Well, not lousy. It just felt like it could have gone on longer. Or,
Yeah. No, that's what I would agree with. I mean, that thing could have
felt
been
like
12 issues.
Was cut too short. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And wrapped up a little too neatly.
I think so too.
Yeah. And it's especially the whole, is he my brother? He's not my brother. Is he my brother? He's not my brother. Is he my brother?
I would
He's
have
not
at
my brother.
least just had that question answered fully.
Yeah. No, I am very much in favor of that. Chad.
Ooh, I would say Court of Owls because I haven't got to the Third Army yet, which sounds like it's probably a good thing that I haven't got to it. But I also I've been reading the Zero issues, and I'm liking those better than I've liked, some of the books, or some of the books in the title that have come before those. And I think perhaps if they would have started off with like a 0 issue type thing, it would have gone over a lot better for me. I mean, I read some of the 0 issues and said, yep, that confirms that I'm glad I dropped that book. But other ones were like, okay, that's kind of interesting, but still haven't got me. So I'm going to say the 0 month, even though it's a cheesy ploy.
Wait, 0 Hour was in the 90s. What are you talking about?
I will say that the Earth 1 0 issue was very difficult to read for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one with the Mr.
Sloan.
Terrific? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was very difficult to read for me.
It felt like, I don't know, it just didn't feel right.
I wanted to see more Superman and Batman, damn it.
Yeah.
Just give me that. It wasn't hard, It felt like you fumbled that.
Jim.
I'd say of all the events, Rot World, the Lemire Snyder Swamp Thing Animal Man crossover that kind of hit all the dark books a little bit. I like it when the events spin out of the story rather than out of the editorial edict, like AVX or whatever. And it seems like both with this and with like Death of the Family, that it's kind of spinning more out of the story rather than saying, oh, we need another crossover this month. It just seemed to make more sense that these characters would somehow be tied together, and I really like the story they're telling there, and everything they're doing with that. I think it's great.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the Peanut Gallery real quick and read off some of their choices here. Corey Little says the first half of AVX, so that's his option there. And just so we can make our own comments on it, Hawkman Wanted, because Justin Lee Parrish likes Liefeld, and he's allowed to. He's allowed to. But
Does he like pouches too?
I'm sure he does. And long
My
necks.
friend Jim loves Deathstroke for some reason.
Really?
I guess he's allowed to.
Wow, is his last name Seguin?
No.
Of all the events in 2012, yeah, screw it. I'm going Court of Owls. Just because Court of Owls had me interested in almost every single Bat book, and that's really what I was hoping for. Like, it got me back into Nightwing for a while. The Batgirl issue that tied in with the female Talon was pretty cool. I liked everything that was going on there. So
And I also like how you didn't have to read. I mean, I read them all, but I like how you really didn't have to read all the different tie-ins to get the full story.
yes. Mhm.
It kind of added to the, the overall story, but it didn't take away from the main story.
Yeah, no doubt. So this was not a question that I had in here. This is a curveball that I'm throwing out there. Call this one 14A, if you will, or something, because it meant to be in there, but it wasn't. Out of all the comic book movies that came out in 2012, blank was my favorite. We'll start with me, because I'm the one who asked the damn question. Avengers. I have to. I mean, I like Dark Knight Rises, but Avengers all the way for me. It connected on every single level for me, and it really it played off the setup of 8 years that just, very, very easily. So, yeah, by far, Avengers. Boom. Brent?
Dark Knight Rises. Just I loved the Avengers, but when I first watched Dark Knight Rises and the end hit me like a wave, I couldn't beat that feeling. So I got to go with my gut.
All right. Chad?
I know this is going to sound strange, and yes, I do feel all right, but I'm going to say I enjoyed Avengers more than I enjoyed the Batman movie.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
I can see where you would.
Yeah.
Well, the first half of the movie, I was stressing to understand what Bane was talking like he had a mouthful of marbles.
Your punishment will be more severe.
I will break you. And then, I mean...
Number 73, your order is ready.
And then, the Batman movie just seemed, I don't know, so disjointed. And these days, who puts a countdown clock on a bomb?
Would you rather have had Batman run around with the bomb? Because that would have been a nice throwback to Adam West.
It would have been, yes. But I don't know. And I think maybe the ending just kind of rubbed me wrong with the whole, oh, my name is Robin. It's like,
Yeah, that was lame. That
it
was
was
lame.
lame. And I hope he doesn't become Batman or Nightwing. And
Well, why couldn't they have just said like, "Oh, why don't you go by your real first name, Tim?" Because he felt like Tim to me, so just make it frickin' Tim, dickheads.
and at the end there, he's like, I expected him to throw on a mask and go, "I'll fight with you."
Yeah. Oh, and I really liked the hidden extra scene of Avengers where White Nick Fury comes in and they ask the Avengers about the Avengers initiative.
Huh?
Damn it! I was really hoping that would connect, and yet it didn't. Oh well. Jim,
Swing and a miss.
go ahead. Save me from my bad humor.
Please.
I think the comic book movie that everyone overlooked this year that really blew me away was Dredd. It was quite literally a Judge Dredd comic made into a movie. It was just as brutal and violent and over the top and great as all those 2080 comics were. It was a faithful adaptation. I mean, I know everybody probably has bad taste in their mouth from the Sly Stallone version in the 90s with Rob Schneider, what have you. But,
I'm the law.
You betrayed the law.
Exactly.
The law.
Exactly. But this
And
is
I'm
like
going to take my helmet off.
this was a serious, by the book, an adaptation of Dredd, and it was very true to the comic and the brutality and the brutal humor and action of that comic. And it was just, I thought it was really well done. Kind of blew me away a little bit, but I thought a lot of people overlooked that in the hubbub of, Amazing Spider-Man and Dark Knight Rises and Avengers or what have you. So,
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I needed to add that to my Netflix queue.
yeah, I definitely recommend it. If you like the comic, I really think that's something you should check out. But I have to go with Avengers too, just because some of the reasons that you were just talking about, Dark Knight Rises. I mean, they even filmed a lot of that here in Pittsburgh. But I have to go with Avengers. I mean, to that rush I got when they had that 360 of the group on the city street there in the last third. I mean, that was like a roller coaster. It was just great, and plus all the build up to it over the past 3 or 4 years, the ends of all the other Marvel movies, working up to it, it just really paid off in a major way.
Yeah. Plus you got to love a movie that filmed their like last scene like a day before it was about to be released in theaters. I mean, really, like that's I still cannot believe that Avengers pulled that off. I mean, the shawarma scene was filmed like after critics had already seen it, after it had already been released in Europe, and they just filmed it that quickly and tacked it on. And that's something you can do with digital these days. So that was pretty damn sweet. As a film nerd, that made me happy. All right.
I did see Dread. I just didn't like it. I mean, as a comic book adaptation, there's no argument there. But as a film, I didn't like it very much. I felt it was a little slow for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see it soon enough, and I'll let you know what I thought. If I had to choose a publisher of the year, the honor goes to blank. Yep, that's my answer. Blank. All right, moving on. No, my publisher of the year is Image. I feel that every single year there are more innovative and creative titles coming out of Image, and they won it for stuff like Mind the Gap, and stuff like what BKV did with Saga, and Chew continues to be great, like I said, and Invincible and Walking Dead, yada yada yada. Need I say more? Image is my answer. Chad.
Well, I'm having a hard time deciding between Image and Vertigo because Vertigo came out with some interesting stuff like New Dead Guardians, Saucer County, Punk Rock Jesus. But like you said, Image also has some good stuff. I mean, I think probably the only Image book that I read that I really wasn't too thrilled about was Hoax Hunters. So
Yeah.
And it grew on the Atomics, but I think that's probably because I'm not that familiar with the Madman universe.
Mm-hmm. So which way do you throw it?
I'll go with Vertigo.
All right. Vertigo it is. Jim.
I'm going to slightly sidestep this by saying that my publisher of the year is Comixology. Because,
Nice.
Well, I'm going to say why. Because, I mean, this is my first year I've really gone digital with comics. I didn't know, what to expect, how easy it would be, what the problems, pluses, minuses would be going into it. And it's my first year really going digital, and it has made the biggest difference in the way I read comics and trying new comics, trying new titles. It just really has changed the way I read. So mad props to Comixology.
Taking an answer that I probably would not have thought of because technically they are a publisher. Man, you're good. Brent.
High shenanigans.
First rodeo.
Shenanigans.
I left it blank. I would say neither because I felt like Marvel is publishing some good books, but I kind of feel like they're kind of the over 5 months thing is kind of a hassle for me. I'm not really digging that part of it. And DC had some successes and also had some missteps with some books that weren't so great. So I don't think that any publisher that I read, mostly, really knocked it out of the park this year.
Action Lab Entertainment.
Yes.
Like I said, any publisher that I read.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
So.
Oh, not cool.
Well, I haven't read anything. I don't get free copies. I'm not on the love list like you guys.
I don't get free copies.
Free copies.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to go get. But anyway, so my answer is neither.
All right. So,
Bracco Comics is probably going to come on and chew my head off now.
Yeah, I actually just heard the internet door slam, and I believe a SmackDown is commencing. All right. Most people's answers was Image. According to what we got on the thread, one person did Marvel and everybody else did Image. So it looks like Image is the answer here. So yeah, there you go. When I read the news about Blank, my jaw dropped. It's a very open question. Since Brent just spoke, I will let Brent speak more.
Marvel Now, because I felt it was a really dumb idea.
But it's now.
No, it's not now. It's now. 5 months from now. Over 5 months now. It's not now.
So once he's going to dollar bins, does it become Marvel then?
Marvel bin.
Marvel bin.
Marvel bin.
Marvel not so now.
To me, that just stinks to me of all the things Marvel says DC copies them and all this other shit, and I don't know. It's just their whole strategy didn't surprise me or didn't please me, so 5 for them, I guess.
All right. I mean, you still liked a bunch of the Marvel Now titles. You just don't like Marvel Now itself.
No, I'm still liking the books. It's just when I read the strategy, I was just kind of astounded that that's the route they were going.
Yeah. No, it's understandable. For me, when I read the news about DC not just going day and date, but going like midnight day and date, my jaw dropped. Because, I kind of felt like it would be a stumbling block that publishers would never really be able to get over. Because, in order to appeal to the comic book shops, that's why they did something like, 10 a.m. or something like that. Because, obviously if a shop opens up, then you can put it up on the internet, and then the shop owners will be happy because they've at least had a chance to start selling books. But DC instead said, no, you know what? You're still selling your books, and people that are going to go buy your books at the store are still going to go buy them. Let's let the folks who want to buy their titles exactly at the stroke of midnight or 1 a.m. or whatever go ahead and do it. And that's what DC did, and I feel like we're getting closer to all of the major publishers doing that via digital, because it makes sense to do so. If you're going day and date, go day and date. Don't go halfway into the day and date. So yeah, that's the news that really made my jaw drop, because I didn't see it coming for this year. I thought it would maybe be 2013 or 2014. So yeah, there we go. And I'm sure Brent is very happy about that news still.
Yes, it does make me happy.
Yay.
Because I was able to wake up in the morning and get Amazing Spider-Man 700 before I read any internet sites, and then I read the internet sites and nothing was spoiled. So if we can continue to do that, I will be A-okay.
Yep. And Jim.
When I read the news about Disney buying Lucasfilm, my jaw dropped.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, that was my big whoa, really?
Yeah. And it was such weird timing, too, because I know that they didn't mean for this to go like that, but, I remember Chris and I are sitting there after everything went down. I believe this was during Sandy, correct? If I remember correctly, that the news first broke, because
Yeah, it was right around then.
yeah, because I remember sitting there in a restaurant, checking my Facebook feed, and immediately the mood changed, because we were dealing with the hurricane and everything, and then oh shit, stuff is still happening, shit's still happening in the world, we just completely changed the face of media in one fell swoop like that, and it was pretty epic when it got announced, and especially the new movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Chad.
When it was announced that Vi was getting his own comic book.
Yeah. I was like, really? I'm with you.
DC, we'll give anybody a comic book.
I still feel like I'm being punked.
And Katana, really? You're giving Katana a book?
Well, they wanted to be multi-ethnic with their titles, I guess. People say all the time, "Hey, why don't you have more this, or why don't you have more that?" So they went ahead and did it, and now people are like, "Wait, you chose those characters?"
Katana over Blue Beetle. I'll never understand it.
But honestly, when they announced that they were canceling Hellblazer,
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, because I still don't think it's quite a good idea.
no.
Yeah. Here's some good ones from the Peanut Gallery. When I read the news about Amazing Spider-Man number 700 / Superior Spider-Man, my jaw dropped. Initially, when I did, I felt a very similar way. John Cassaday being late on Uncanny Avengers, that made my jaw drop because really, man, really.
That didn't make your jaw drop. Come on.
Well, it made my jaw drop because, like, why did you give John Cassaday a monthly book? Because you know what's going to happen.
I would say that the announcement of John Cassaday on a monthly book should have made your jaw drop if the sheer stupidity, not the fact that he was late.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
That's more like it. Yeah.
I mean, we saw what happened with Astonishing X-Men. It's lesson number 1 right there. You
Yeah.
know,
And
class is in session.
I agree.
And Planetary.
Yeah.
Yeah, another lesson.
Well, that wasn't just Cassaday, that was Ellis, but yeah, that did take freaking forever. And Matthew Guy mentions, of course, the death of Joe Kubert, and that was, you know, sad news when it came out. So, yeah, that was pretty rough. Man Blank was a story arc that completely delivered on its promises. Brent.
I have Spider-Men, the miniseries,
Good.
as well as Ends of the Earth from Amazing Spider-Man. Both story arcs I really enjoyed, and I tried to pick stuff here that we hadn't mentioned before, like Batman and stuff like that in Flash that we have been enjoying. But those were 2 story arcs that I enjoyed this year.
Yeah. And you sort of stole Spider-Man because I was going to say that. Yeah, no, Spider-Man was awesome. Spider-Man, like we've been thinking for years, just how exactly the first meeting between the 616 and the Ultimate Universe would go down, and I certainly didn't expect it to happen after, you know, spoilers if you don't know by now, but seriously, if you don't, you live under a rock. You know, I didn't expect it to be after the Ultimate Peter Parker was dead. And that really added a nice nuance to the whole story. So, yeah, no, I like that a lot. And that's what I'm going to choose as mine. So I'm just going to pick back Brent on his choice there and move over to Jim.
I have to pick Jonathan Hickman's FF Forever, the Forever storyline between Fantastic Four and FF. I was with it from the beginning, from the first trade. I read all the way through to the end. It was incredible. The very first panel, the very first page of his story, and the very last panel of the very last page of his story connect. The whole thing is one great big story, and it just was beautiful. It blew me away. I loved it. So I thought it totally delivered.
Yeah. Chad.
Okay. Craftsman bolt-on system saves the Justice League.
One more time?
Craftsman bolt-on system saves the Justice League.
Oh, God.
Get on Comixology and download it and read it. Awesome.
Is this another Doom Patrol joke?
No, it's an actual comic.
Yeah? What the
Actually, it's product placement. It's
Oh, God. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I own that. That took me a minute. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, yeah, right. That piece of shit. And yet, it wasn't quite a piece of shit because it was actually a better Justice League than we have in the regular Justice League book.
that's true.
Oh.
I mean, you get what it says it's going to give you.
Yeah, it's true. They should have that team writing actual Justice League comics.
It was more exciting than the first 6 issues of the book.
But the first 6 issues had great things like talking and Jim Lee and pouches. That's
No.
good, right?
Nah.
Nah.
How's Jim Lee going to do pouches on Superman?
He found the way.
Oh, he did.
Oh, just give him a chance.
Oh, I'll also add because this is probably the last time I'm going to be able to bring this up. the last story arc in Invincible Iron Man that Fraction and LaRocca did, The Future, I felt that was a culmination of culminations right there. Everything that Fraction was writing in Invincible Iron Man since he started on the book ended with that storyline there, and I think he did a really good job with that. So, because I've been bringing up Fraction and LaRocca on this year-end wrap-up thing basically since they started on the book, so I got to mention them at least once here. So that is what I will do. Peanut Gallery says Giffen and Dan Jurgens' arc on Superman. Okay, Matthew, whatever you say. Earth.
It's your opinion, and you're entitled to it.
Indeed. Earth 2's first story arc. Both Brent and I will agree on that. And Dying Wish was a story arc that completely delivered on its promises. And for the most part, I would agree with Corey Little on that one. So yeah,
it did promise to change everything. I'll give it that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it did. So
surprises.
Out of all the creators out there, artist or writer, you could say that blank had the best year. Jim.
Is it a cheat to say Joss Whedon?
No.
Because, I mean, he went from being cult TV director, favorite of fanboys, to now the director of the second highest grossing movie ever. So now he has the clout to do more cool things.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's my guy.
It's true. And Cabin in the Woods, I finally saw Cabin in the Woods, and I enjoyed that a lot.
Oh, I love that movie, man. I'm a big-time horror movie fan from the 80s and 90s, so to see that was just a great reinvigoration of the genre. I thought I loved it.
Yeah. No, straight up here. I mean, like it's sort of the scream for a new generation for me. You know, like it puts the whole genre on its ear. And goes about it that way. But another thing I'll say about Joss Whedon, he was nice enough to leave the Buffy books as they lay. You know, like he didn't write anything from what I remember in 2012, but he did, continue to put his input in and stuff like that. And I continue to say the best Buffy comics are the ones that he doesn't necessarily write, but still is involved with. And I feel that's definitely been the case through 2012.
I just thought his script on Avengers was so pitch perfect.
Oh yeah.
So full of humor and just great.
Yep, definitely. Chad.
Scott Snyder.
Okay. I don't even think you need to say why, since we've been talking about him so much all episode.
Yes.
He's a good-looking guy, too.
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of him.
Yeah? Should go ahead and look him up. Google image search that motherfucker.
Because that's what counts.
It's true. Brent.
Don't call it a comeback, Brian K. Vaughan.
What? He's been here for years.
I know.
All right, I'm just letting you know, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't call it a comeback.
It's not a comeback. He's been here for years.
It's true. Yeah. See, this is now I gotta actually give my answer. Out of all the creators out there, artist or writer, you know what? Bendis. I'm going to say he had the best year because he ended his long-standing run as the head of the Marvel Universe, as the head of the Avengers titles, very, very well. And everything else he wrote this year, whether it be Daredevil, The End, which I've been hearing very good things about, and both his Ultimate Spider-Man stuff and Spider-Man was great, and this and that and that and that and that, and also having the creative input that he did on Avengers. I know that Whedon did have a lot of influence from existing comic book writers, just like any of the other comic book movies out there that Marvel puts out. And Bendis really, he got to see everything that he set up in the comic books make its way onto the screen positively, and that made me very, very happy. So Bendis. We have other choices as well to go through here. I believe answer to 17, Robert Kirkman for Walking Dead 100, a hit TV show, and on AMC, and Invincible. So Robert Kirkman's a good choice there. Scott Snyder yet again. And Scott Snyder yet again. So, yeah, Scott Snyder, Kirkman, whole bunch of other people. Blank was the character of 2012. Who knew? Who knew, Chad? Who knew?
John Constantine.
Constantine.
Constantine, sorry.
It's okay.
But he seemed to be popping up everywhere
And,
in the DCU.
yeah, and then his book got canceled.
Well, Hellblazer got canceled. He's getting a new book.
Oh. Is he really getting his own solo book? Have they
Yeah,
announced
he's getting
that
his own solo book.
yet?
Guess what it's called?
Just called Constantine?
Yes.
Constantine.
Like the movie.
Oh, boy. Is he going to have black hair and say, whoa? No?
Don't think so.
Good.
He's just going to flip a lot of papers.
Yeah. Yeah. Paper flipper.
He's going to smoke a lot.
Yeah. We're talking to you, Chad, because I think you're the one flipping papers. Or somebody is.
Oh, yes, I was looking through previews. Sorry.
Oh, okay. you looking for answers?
No.
Brent.
We're doing character?
Mm-hmm.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew? Who knew he was going to put on Nightwing's outfit and become character of the year?
That's right. Who knew?
All right. Character of the year for me. Yeah, you know what? It was Cyclops' year. But it was also his brother's year because his brother finally gets into the spotlight in Uncanny Avengers. So just the Summers family.
In 2 issues, you're going to give that to him? Come
Yeah, because you know what? He's not he's not underneath his brother anymore. That's what she said. He actually has a starring role in a book for once. Like that's nice. It's nice to see. Because X Factor doesn't count because X Factor he was barely actually in, even though he was the head of the team for a little while there. So yeah, both Summers brothers get the win for me, and a Joker. Why not? Joker too. Joker for everybody. Jim.
Doc Ock.
Boom.
I think next year he might be the character of the year.
I thought that it tied into the who knew part because, I mean, who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. And no, next year it won't count because he'll be Peter Parker, not Doc Ock.
He'll be Peter Ock.
Peter Octopus.
Maybe we'll just call him Pocky.
Doc Parker.
No, Pocky. Boom. All right, someone needs to Photoshop that right now onto a Pocky box. All right, this shit is happening. I have listeners with talent. You make this happen. Put Doc Ock on a Pocky box right now. Boom. All right. 19. Actually, you know what? Let me check real quick on the list here. Anybody else? Lisa LaSalle from Superman Earth 1 Volume 2. Clark Kent has a new neighbor and love interest. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kirsty Cotton from Hellraiser. And Cyclops. So, yeah. All right, there we go. And moving on to 19. We're almost done. Almost done. Yay! Going into 2013. That's this year. I am looking forward to blank the most out of Marvel. Jim, what are you looking forward to the most out of Marvel?
I would say the Jonathan Hickman and Jerome Pena's Avengers. It
Yes.
wouldn't be what I'm looking forward to the most, you know.
Yes.
I just, I've loved the first 2 issues. I love the art. I love the writing. I'm all for a bigger scale Avengers. I love the fact he's hitting obscure Marvel references with Hyperion and Captain Universe,
Yeah.
and Manifold. I kind of dig all that. So
And that's a new Hyperion, too.
yeah, and Manifold is from Secret Warriors, I believe,
Yes.
and nothing else,
Mm-hmm.
which I love. I love that. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking forward to the most from the Mighty House of Marvel that I've seen so far.
Going into 2013, I am looking forward to. I can't help myself. Superior Spider-Man, the most out of Marvel, just because it's more Dan Slott, and that Stegman art that I've seen so far looks great, and it's a new and interesting take on the character while keeping with the writer that has made Spider-Man pretty much what it is for me right now. So, yeah, Superior Spider-Man out of Marvel. Can't wait. Brent.
I totally read this question wrong and thought going into 2013, I'm going to miss blank the most out of Marvel. So I'm going to
Go ahead and
miss
say that. Yeah.
Fraction on Iron Man the most out of Marvel.
I'm going to miss that too. Now, who are you looking forward to?
God, I don't know. I guess it'd have to be a tie between Pocky and see if I end up liking Hickman on Avengers. I'm looking forward to that discussion whenever I get to that decision point.
Dr. Poctopus.
Because I'm so I'm so half and half on Hickman. So
Yeah. No, I know. Because I mean, you were reading Secret Warriors as long as I was reading Secret Warriors, right?
yeah, I finished it and I liked it, and FF didn't grab me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. And I forget, did you like Manhattan Projects, the first issue when we read it?
We didn't read that. We read the Red Wing, and I liked that.
Red Wing,
and
right? Okay.
I did
yeah.
read first issue of Manhattan Projects and liked that as well.
Okay,
so,
cool. Yeah, is that also free on Comixology, the first issue, or?
It might be,
Okay.
or if not 99 cents.
All right,
I
sweet.
have it if you need it.
All right, cool. Word up. Chad.
I will try actually reading something from Marvel.
Good luck.
Well, just so you know, Doom Patrol is a DC book.
It's good to know. I'm making a note.
I mean, anything that has been announced that you're like, I might actually want to borrow Yanni's copy of that.
I did notice that they're coming out with a Dexter comic book.
I saw that. Yeah. Is it based on the show or the books?
I'm not sure, but I was interested.
Wait. There are books?
Yes. Yeah, Darkly Dreaming Dexter or something like that. It's what the show was based on originally.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. We stopped. It stopped following it after season 1. That's why everybody forgot. It went off an entirely different note. Once they went their own way with Dokes, motherfucker, everything went entirely different.
Surprise,
motherfucker. It's written by the author, so.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Oh, all right. That's out of Marvel, so that counts. Let's see. 19 on here. Paul Cornell and Alan Davis on Wolverine. I will definitely pick that up in trade at one point or another because those are two creators that I enjoy very much. New Avengers by Jonathan Hickman and Steve Epting. That is definitely something that I cannot wait to read. I know the first issue just came out today, but I'm waiting on that until my shipment shows up. And, Brent, I will let you know how that is because that's the frickin' Illuminati back in force, and that looks...
With T'Challa this time.
With T'Challa, right. And that's... Man, that looks cool. And especially the Epting art. I mean, God, Epting... Anything Epting does is just very, very pretty and needs to be read. So,
yeah, I thought about getting that this morning, but I decided to wait and see. So
all right, well, I'll let you know.
Let me know.
Yeah, I'll certainly let you know. And the other choice, Hickman's Avengers as well. So that's answered there. And we got one more to go here, folks. Here we are. DC's blank has me pumped for 2013. And my answer to this is DC's shoes with characters on them has me pumped for 2013. Fuck no.
A valid answer in itself.
It's true.
A year without Liefeld.
Oh, my God. Oh, my. Whoa. Hold on. Let me let that set in for a minute. Oh, it's beautiful.
Almost as good as a crisp, refreshing beer.
Ooh, that reminds me. I should be drinking. No, I'd say DC's Man of Steel has me pumped for 2013. It's Scott Snyder with Jim Lee. And the last time Jim Lee did a Superman book didn't really turn out too well because that Azzarello run didn't catch me at all. So let's see how this one goes.
You weren't the only one.
Oh yeah. I remember us talking about that. Yeah, no, it should be good. I hope it is because Scott Snyder usually does not disappoint, and hopefully he will not on Man of Steel. Brent.
I have Trinity War down, but I'm gonna have to go with Justice League with Ivan Rice art and Justice League of America. Actually,
Yeah. Did you pick up all 52 covers?
not yet.
No. Oh. Wow. I'm surprised.
Hopefully, they'll be in my digital version,
Yeah. I hope so.
and it won't cost me a dime.
Yeah. It would be nice. Man, that's gonna be a huge ass file. All those extra pages in there of art. Yeah. I mean, I want to read Justice League of America, and I hope it turns out good. That's really all I can say, because the characters could go one way or the other for me. I'm hoping it's more like JSA, like Johns' old school JSA. Because Stargirl's in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good. All right, I'm glad to see that she's on the Earth 1 side and not the Earth 2 side, or whatever Earth you want to call the New 52 Earth. What is it, Earth 0 or Earth 52 New or something?
Earth, I think they call it.
Earth. Ah, okay. No designation. Nice, I like that. Jim.
Well, Ian, you took my first pick and my second pick as well with Justice League of America. So I'm going to go to my. You guys stole all my thunder, so I'm going to go with something a little under the radar. The reuniting of Paul Levitz and Keith Giffen on Legion of Superheroes.
Good choice. And even if Paul Levitz hasn't really been doing it for me on Legion, it's nice to see the two of them back together as a team. So hopefully that'll have pretty art and pretty story.
It'll be cool to see them working together and see what they can do.
Yeah. And Chad.
I'm going to say see how the Rot World storyline wraps up, and see where Vertigo goes.
Yeah, well, Vertigo has a new direction entirely. I mean, it has a new person in charge and probably a new direction. I mean, they seem to be getting a lot of the cast-offs that would have probably went to Wildstorm if Wildstorm still existed. So I guess it's sort of an absolutely new take on the imprint now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it sticks around. And I hope it just doesn't become their max line because, I like the fact that the Vertigo does a little bit of, all ages and a little bit of adult,
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. We've got Superman gets a third monthly title, which is what I already mentioned. New creative change on Green Arrow, which I know Chad mentioned earlier, with Jeff Lemire taking over the book. Curious to see where that one goes. And Man of Steel yet again from Corey here. So it looks like we are done. But before we wrap up...
I'd like to throw a curveball.
Sure.
Anticipated comic book movie of 2013.
I was just going to go there myself, sir. You have read my mind. Of 2013, Kick-Ass 2. That's where I'm going. Chad?
What's coming out? I'm sorry.
I'm sure you could probably find a list, but there's, Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Kick-Ass 2,
Wolverine,
Man of Steel,
Man of Steel,
300 sequel,
300 sequel,
Dame to Kill for Sin City.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises again.
Captain Carradine' Amazing Zoo Crew, the X-rated
I want to see
version.
that one.
Ooh, that's hot. That's hot,
Yeah.
man. No, but there's a bunch coming out. I only say Kick-Ass 2 because I want to see where that one's going. But I'm looking forward to a lot of the ones that were just mentioned. But Chad, what do you got?
I'll go with Man of Steel. Hopefully we can get a good Superman movie.
Hey, I know Raph's answer. Man of Steel, 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 Man of Steel. Brent.
I'm kind of piqued my interest at this 300. I'm gonna split it between the 300 sequel and Sin City: A Dame to Kill For.
Is that confirmed for 2013?
Both of them, yeah, I think so.
Okay, because they haven't started filming yet on the Sin City sequel.
They've got release dates, or at least according to Newsarama's article, they're both coming out in 2013. I thought.
Okay. All right, I'll take your word for it. Because, I mean, you want to talk about a movie that has been delayed like 200 times. It's freaking A Dame to Kill For. Yeah, it says October 4th, 2013. So, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and 300 sequels coming out October 2nd or August 2nd.
Okay.
So that one I'm interested because the Frank Miller book, I guess, is already written or is being written concurrently to the movie being filming. Because I apparently the idea is this is based off of his story.
Okay.
And then Sin City I'm interested in because I want to see who they cast as the Dame.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, I'm throwing this out there just because it's an honorable mention. Dark Knight Returns Part 2. Because Dark Knight
That's
Returns
what I
Part 1
was going to
great.
say, yeah.
Boom.
I was going
Yeah.
to say that.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. No,
I just want to say, Angelina, if Brad Pitt can do a zombie movie, you can do A Dame to Kill For.
Yeah. No, I mean,
It's not below you because World War Z definitely looks like shit. So
it's true.
you can do this.
No. God.
It does. It looks terrible.
Yeah, that first trailer looked nothing like at all. Like everybody who read the book World War Z are like, "What the hell did you do?" Yeah, but no, Jim. I'm mostly looking forward to it for the Joker in Dark Knight Returns Part 2 because
Yeah, Michael Emerson did a great. In just one line in the first half was enough to get me my interest peaked for the second half. Definitely.
yeah, it might be my third favorite Joker off that one line alone.
I thought that whole animated thing was great, except for the fact that they took out Bruce's internal monologue, and that kind of messed it up a little bit for me. But other than that, I thought it was spot on and really well done.
Yeah.
Since there's no Pacific Rim comic book, I will pick Man of Steel as well.
All right. Yeah, no, Man of Steel, at least the second trailer was better than the first one because that first one made me interested in absolutely no way, shape, or form. The second one piqued my interest a little bit more, so we'll see where this one goes. We'll see. All right, folks, I believe we are done here, and this one clocks in only at 2 hours and 35 minutes, which might actually be the fastest we've ever gone through this. So that says something. So, Brent, you get to edit this episode, so it'll get out nice and fast.
Hoorah!
Oh, yeah. Before we go, Chad, do you have a set release date for your magical disappearing podcast, or?
Actually, hopefully I'll have the first few issues up on iTunes.
Or episodes.
Or episodes. Submitted to iTunes by the end of the week. And basically, the name of the show is Comic Book Laundry. And it's just, there's four of us. And we just talk about all the back issues that we're hopelessly trying to catch up on.
Nice. Starring Harold Jennett.
Yes, Bill English.
Yes. No, all people who have been on Comic Timing at one point or another. So that's good. That's good.
Yes, and Mike, also known as the Yanni, and I always screw up his last name. So
Yeah. He was a co-host contender for Geek Speak.
yeah, he's still waiting for that call.
Yeah, about that.
Can we, since they've all been on our show, can we call this a? Well, I guess we'll have to hear the quality first. But if it's good,
Yeah.
call it a CT spinoff
Sure. Why not?
podcast.
Yeah. I could always run it on the feed, and the following is a Comic Timing production. You know,
Well, the first couple of episodes are a bit rough, but we've kind of worked out the issues, I think. So,
all right, cool. Yeah. Well, if you want cross posting, cross promotion, just let me know, man.
alrighty, we'll do.
Cool. And
All right.
and Jim, your many plugs await you.
Well, you can check us out at legionofdudes.com or hhwlod.com. Either one will take you to our network of shows, including Out Now with Aaron and Abe, our weekly movie review show, The Legion of Dudes, Half Hour Wasted, Tales from the Attic with Donnie Salvo, The Carol Chronicles, Sean Pryor's Black Box podcast, all right there on our website, legionofdudes.com. I'm also on Nothing's On with Daryl Taylor and Donnie Salvo, the ostensibly about television podcast that comes out every week on the Taylor Network. And like I said, just check us out, legionofdudes.com. We have many and various podcasting delights for you to check out in a lot of different genres and interests and stuff. So We have, I think we have 8 or 9 ongoing podcasts all hosted on our network now. So
Nice.
check it out.
And if Daryl doesn't have me on Nothing's On before 2013 is out, I know where that bitch lives.
Yeah, always a treat. He's always a treat.
Fuck it. And Brent, any side episodes coming out anytime soon?
Maybe I have a return of my friend Jimmy Fanis on some video game stuff. Who knows?
Sweet. Hey, well, I did I say it on the air? I think I said it on the air that I'm playing Walking Dead now, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm on episode 3. I just started that before we started recording here, and I'll probably get back to that tomorrow. And would not be surprised if I'm done with all 5 episodes by the time the week is out, because it's addicting and the story is amazing.
Did you ever pick up the Batman games? Did you play those?
I picked up Arkham Asylum, so I picked it up actually when it was like really uber cheap on an Amazon Gold Box deal. So I'm gonna play through that hopefully next.
There you go.
Great games. Those are great games.
Oh yeah.
I blame Harold and the guys for getting me into the video games. I mean, not only Walking Dead, but they also got me into DCU Online.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's free now, right?
Yeah, free.
Awesome. Right on.
It's right in my price range.
And that's free, which is just as good as $0. All right. Well, once again, we're sponsored by DCBS, Discount Comic Book Service. Check them out at dcbservice.com. Use the promo code CT8 to get an additional 8% off on your first order with DCBS. And they are wonderful people. And check out In Stock Trades, too, while you're at it. So, once again, the email address for Comic Timing is comictiming@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out the forums, which no longer exist, but go ahead and check them out at comicgeekspeak.com anyway, because they're the comic forums, and they're cool. Hope to see just about everybody on this call except for Brent at Super Show come April, as I will be there. It looks like I am indeed going to be riding with Raph, by the way, Chad, so I'll fill you in on full details, because it looks like it's just going to be me, Raph, and Tammy rolling down there, but as time goes by, I will give you complete deets on that, Chad.
So are you still rooming?
Actually, I'm probably going to wind up rooming with them, because if it's only 3 people, that makes life simpler, but I'll...
Okay, let me know.
Yeah, again, I'll keep you posted.
If all goes well, I'm going to be purchasing an RV not too soon before that. So
Nice!
I might be rolling down there in a big old Winnebago.
Awesome. Now, please make sure that you're wearing the Dale hat while you do so.
And a sniper rifle.
Of course, because what else do you need? But check out full information on Super Show at cgssupershow.com. We're proud members of the Comics Podcast Network over at comicspodcast.com and the League of Comic Book Podcasts over at comicbooknoise.com/league. And check us out at Facebook at facebook.com/comic timing, where you can find all the news about the show and whatever articles Brent and I feel like posting. So for Jim, once again, Jim, thanks for joining us here, man. Hope to have you back again soon.
Yeah, it'd be great, man. Thanks for having me.
No problemo. And for Chad, you're actually doing a real podcast. You're all grown up now.
Yay.
And Brent, I saw you in person.
You're welcome.
And as always, there's always time for comics in 2013, because that's the current year.